Networks presents the Premier Equipment Rentals pregame show.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Bright House Network's High School Game of the Week exclusive coverage here. We are at Golden Valley. I'm Vance Palm. Our captain, Brian Adams, the rookie. The veteran is looking at him tonight saying, hey, where's your backpack? He took his backpack off right before we went to camera. He's a very studious, committed rookie. Well, Matt Alvarez, the North High School Stars at Golden Valley. They're 1-1. What's your scouting report tell you?
Well, if North High wants to come out with a win tonight, they're going to have to do it without their starting quarterback, Nathan Sosi. He's out with an ankle injury, but they're led by a junior running back, Cody McWilliams, who rushed for 107 yards on 14 carries, so they have as good a shot as any.
Turnover bug possibly has bitten them in the first couple of games, obviously a key tonight.
It's hard to believe, Vance, but North and Tehachapi combined for 11 fumbles last week, so holding on to the ball is definitely going to be a key issue if North wants to come out of here with a win.
Good work. You and I will be up on top in the scissor lift. But before we go to Brian, let's hear what North High head coach Mark Camps had to say.
Well, I think it's too early to tell really exactly where we're at. We got to have more consistency offensively, do a good job taking care of the football, and kind of let guys kind of get our identity as far as who's going to be in there. We've had a lot of people rotating. So we really just haven't had that consistency as far as our personnel, who's in and who's out yet. So that's still kind of a process for us. We got to tackle better. That's one thing. I mean, major fundamental playing defense, being able to tackle. So collectively on defensive side, everybody's got to do a better job tackling. But again, it's trying to get young players in the right spots and understand what their assignments are and try to get better each week. And we got to run to the ball. We got to run to the ball on defense and get the ball carrier and do a better job there. Offensively, we've had a lot of different ball carriers. Our quarterback's Nathan Sosi, but we've had Joe Adams and Austin Howard both get reps at quarterback as well. Cody McWilliams has been a big ball carrier for us. Brody Smith and Juan Espinoza have all carried the ball for us. Dante Carrillo and Colby Webb and Trevor Turner. So we've got a lot of different guys that are getting carries. Keno Gomez, another guy. Josh Ringer. So really, with all those guys getting a chance to carry the ball, we're just trying to see who's going to kind of step up and kind of be the key people for us that we can rely on week in and week out. Defensively, right now, again, we're young, but we have 4 different inside backers that all rotate in. Josh Ringer, Justin Mashoff, Jalen Roy, and Keno Gomez. Outside backers have been pretty steady, and that is Trevor Turner and Brody Smith. And then Juan Espinoza and Clay Cottle worked at free safety for us. So those guys have all been key guys. Defensive line, A.J. Heath is back as a starter. He started last year as a sophomore. And he's been a key guy for us. But those other 3 spots have kind of been wide open. We've had different people rotating in. Well, more than anything for us, we better play better special teams-wise. We've got to improve our kicking game. That really hurt us this last week, and Tehachapi did a great job, but we played very, very poorly on special teams. So that's the #1 goal for us, to improve there. And then defensively, we've got to be able to stop the run. They spread out formation-wise. They try to spread you out, but they like to run the ball, and they run right at you and get it on. They are very, very physical, so we have got to stop the run and not give up the big play in the passing game. Offensively, I think if we can take care of the football, I think we will be okay there. If we can take care of the football and not put the ball on the ground, I think we're going to be okay.
Real pleased with the offense. We've been pretty balanced overall. If you look at our stats, we've had 1 game of running the ball, and then we have 1 game of some pretty high yardage passing. So that's kind of what we're looking for. We want to have both on game day, and hopefully we'll continue to mature and continue to get better week by week. Our defense has kind of gone through a couple of changes. You know, we've done subtle changes, moving guys around. I think we're finding where they're more comfortable, whether they're a down lineman or a linebacker. And over time, I think they'll continue to get better. They're getting more solid. Again, we got to stop the run this week, so that's where we're putting our emphasis, and hopefully they'll get that done. The keys against North High are pretty simple as far as they're a ground and pound system that we're going to have to stop the run. And, you know, that's going to be a tough challenge for us. They do an excellent job running their option, and they get a lot of yards per carry. and we're just going to have to stay patient. We're going to have to be aggressive, and we're going to have to tackle. It's going to come down to wrapping and driving through the tackle and just playing real tough football because it's going to be a physical game. A couple of our key players would be our quarterback. He's kind of the leader of the offense, Derek Martin, followed by Emery Palacios at tailback. We're led by a pretty experienced offensive line. We have 3 returners, Ricardo Figueroa, Fernando Munoz, and Steven Cabrera. And then we're led on defense by a couple of guys, our 2 safeties, Jordan Gruber and Chris Brown, and then our DNs, Max Davis and Jordan Webster. And these are all returning players for us, and they've done a good job.
Well, Brian, we heard Coach Smith talk about his Golden Valley Bulldogs. They're 2-0. They've got homecoming. The band's fired up. They're looking good. Have a great offensive threat, a couple of great offensive threats. What about these Bulldogs?
Well, Vance, right now the Bulldogs are rolling offensively. You got your quarterback, Derek Martin, he's done for over 400 yards in 2 games, and he's probably hit one of the best athletes in town in Chris Brown. If Chris Brown gets out in the open field, look out, he's going to be a big playmaker. But on the defensive end, Vance, they have to get turnovers and be aggressive.
His quarterback's second only to Kessler, so we're looking at the real deal here.
Oh, he definitely can play. Like you guys said, it's been you're the quarterback, put Derek Martin's name right in there.
That's Brian Adams. It's Matt Alvarez. I'm Vance Palm. North High School at Golden Valley. Looking forward to it. Week 3 of high school football game of the week. Back in a moment on Bright House Networks Bakersfield.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Bright House Networks presents the Bright House Networks High School Football Game of the Week. Sponsored by Premier Equipment Rentals and Audio Visual Plus.
What a beautiful night. What a gorgeous night. The first Friday night of fall here in the year of 2010. Our first autumnal high school football game of the week on Bright House Networks. Again, I'm Vance Palm, up on top of the Premier Equipment Rental scissor lift next door to Mount Alvarez. Down on the grass, our captain, Brian Adams. Brian scouring the grass right now. He won't be a part of this extended pregame show that we have. Well, Matt, things have changed since I was in high school. Homecoming was like the 7th game of the year. You know, it was always cold, it was always chilly, but the way the schedule's working out, you know, it's homecoming, their 2nd game or 3rd game of the season. Big crowd at Golden Valley High School. I remember calling the first game ever here with lights, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, and now it's grown and blossomed into this huge campus, beautiful football field. However, there's a very old high school in the red and gray and the silver helmets, the North High School Stars. They're looking to really make a big statement tonight against a very good Golden Valley team, Matt.
Yeah, Golden Valley comes into this game 2-0. You know, they finished off 3-8 last season, so obviously they're improving a lot on that. They are led by Derek Martin, as Brian Adams told you. You know, he's 21 of 35 for 406 yards already in 2 games, 4 touchdowns against 2 interceptions for the Golden Valley quarterback.
A win at Taft, 40-14. A win at a win here versus Highlands. So they were here last week, 48-27. North High School had a bye the very first week. They didn't play September 3rd. September 10th, they beat Miramonte 52-34. Then last week, as you mentioned, all those turnovers, they lost up on the mountain at Tehachapi, 13-19. Kind of a funky football score. stats from last week's game. As you mentioned, Cody McWilliams had 104 yards as a junior rusher for the North High School Stars. So far in 2010, as you mentioned and Brian mentioned, I mean, you know, Derek Martin, 406 yards. He's right behind Cody Kessler. You know, you look at a guy like Martin's, you wonder, you know, is he going to beat you with his arm? Is he going to beat you with his leg? You never know.
Well, he has a great supporting cast, Vance. He has senior running back Emery Palacios, who last season went for 317 yards on 80 rushes. This season, he's already got 300 yards on 35 rushes, and he scored 4 touchdowns. Vance, this game is going to be difficult for North because Golden Valley has scored 88 combined points in its first 2 games.
Sound like the Renegades.
It does sound like the Renegades.
Here we go. Week 3 of high school football game of the week. Is it week 3 or is it week 4? I'm already lost. We had a Thursday night Centennial game, a Friday night Stockdale East game. Last week we had, all right, so it's week 3.
Since they label week 0.
All right, you know
this
what?
Is week 3.
It's September 24th.
There you go.
How's that? I turned 21 yesterday, Matt. Did you know that?
I did not. Congratulations.
First day of fall, my birthday. I just turned 21, so I'm excited to be of age. Here we go. Little pooch kick. Oh, it's a little 9-iron. Taking it to the 32-yard line. Golden Valley's going to get a nice shot at some good, decent. Fumble! Fumble! Big hits going on out here in North High School. Gets it right out of the gates.
Well, what a turn of events, Vance. The underdogs going into this game. It looked like Cody McWilliams came up with the ball, and he's their star running back, Vance. So he's doing it on both the offensive and special teams end here for North.
The star on the side of their helmet. The star on the football team comes up with the opening kickoff. And this wasn't an onside where it rolled and bounced and skidded along. It was a nice little pitching wedge right into the hands of the receiver. A couple of big hits. And look at this. North High School, 1st and 10 on the Golden Valley 29-yard line. They give it to their star running back. Fumble! No, that's his helmet. Man, oh, man. I saw something else pop off. I thought we had a fumble, which simply the helmet.
Oh, that helmet,
John Palacios.
That helmet did belong to Palacios there, as you see on our Audio Visual Plus instant replay. Not a lot happening there for Cody McWilliams as he tries to go up the middle, but you know what? North has the early momentum in this game. I mean, that's got to definitely hype this sideline up, Vance.
Wow, this North High crowd just electrified out of nowhere. They thought they'd get kind of dig in the trenches, get their defense ready, see if they can hold on to this Golden Valley offense. Now they rush up to the line. In motion goes Smith. They go up the middle again. Nothing going there. Maybe a yard, maybe 2 yards. So, wow, Brian Adams, just what the doctor orders for the away team, trying to make something happen here.
Well, Vance, that's exactly what you want. You know, you couldn't have scripted it much better. You do a little punch, a little pooch kick, and then you get a good hit. Ball pops out. But now can you capitalize? Can you get yourself in there where you get some points on the board and get that momentum, keep that momentum going for you so far?
One of the highlight games of the evening. We're here, of course. If we pick a game, you know it's a big game. How about ESPN AM 1230's here? Corey Costello up in the booth. You know it's a big game. Here's a 3rd and 6. See if they can convert here. Pass play across the middle, has a man wide open. Couldn't get it to him. Great defensive play out there.
Well, that pass was intended to look like to Colby Webb.
Frank Gomez jumps right in the middle and frankly thought he was going to pick it off, but he just was content to knock it down.
Yeah, you knock it down, and you know, if you don't intercept it, just make sure you don't tip it back up in the air to where it's catchable. So good defensive hold here by Golden Valley, and we'll see what North decides to do here on 4th down.
Well, Vance, they lost on a golden opportunity right there. The ball was thrown on too flat of trajectory. Had it been lofted up a little bit, it would have went right over the linebacker's head for a touchdown.
Well, they're going for it, 4th and 6. They pitch pass. They're going to try to get in the end zone. All kinds of trouble, though. I don't know if he'll be able to get rid of it. He won't. Thrown for a loss, 1st and 10, Golden Valley. So a great stop by the Bulldogs there, and they tried to do a pitch pass, and I don't know. I think Espinoza was going to be the passer.
Well, a great defensive hold, like you said, Vance, and great coverage by the Golden Valley defense as you look here on our Audio Visual Plus instant replay. And that was Juan Espinoza. And he was looking for his receiver, thought he'd be open like they worked on it in practice, but Golden Valley not fooled by that 4th down attempt.
They are right below us. They're starting the game off just right below our Premier Equipment rental scissor lift, so we're getting a good look at it, and that's going to be a jump on the far left side. That will be Alex Hooper. So Hooper jumps offside the wide receiver, looking to get an edge there. So the Golden Valley Bulldogs avoid a horrific start as they fumble on the kickoff, and North High School took over on the Golden Valley 29-yard line. North couldn't get any more than 4 or 5 yards on 4 plays. Golden Valley with a nice stop, but now they start 1st and 15 after an offsides.
I can't be happy about this if you're Golden Valley's coaching staff. You're Eric Smith, 2 plays and 2 mistakes by the Golden Valley team.
Drop back's going to be a pass play thrown out to the flats, and it's going to be caught. A nice pass, and it's caught maybe for some more yardage. Good step out of bounds. That's Chris Brown. And a nice pass out there by Derek Martin.
Well, a great route by Chris Brown here on the near side, as you see on our AV Plus instant replay. He finds Brown, little hitch route, and then he rolls to the outside, breaks 1 tackle. And a good tackle. He might have stepped out of bounds there, but a good tackle to stop the bleeding by Colby Webb on the outside.
Went right to their bread and butter, Captain, right away.
Well, Vance, Austin Howard's just a sophomore, and he's shaded a little bit inside. I would just put him outside and funnel everything in. But what are you going to do now? They're going to run the ball on you, Vince. You got to pick your poison.
Well, you're right, Brian. Palacios already gets it over midfield at the 45-yard line at North High School. So Brian said, pick your poison now. You've got them a little bit on their heels already.
Well, you already have a huge size advantage on the outside if you go upstairs to Chris Brown, the 6'5", 190 senior. I mean, he's definitely towering over any cornerback that's out there for North.
2nd and 3, the 46-yard line of North. Little flick out pass out there to Carpio. Carpio gets a few.
Well, actually, Vance, that was Jacob Wiseman, the 5'8" senior. He's the one who fumbled the opening kickoff.
Oh, you're right,
for
Wiseman.
Golden Valley.
You're a wise man.
A good play to pick up yards here. I mean, not too many yards, but it makes it an easier 3rd down attempt here for the Golden Valley Bulldogs.
3rd and 1, midfield. Derek Martin, the quarterback, right behind him. Palacios, the only back behind him. North side, and a big stop by North High. They come through and they blitz and they stop Palacios behind the line of scrimmage and push him right back to the 50-yard line. They read it perfectly, but more importantly, they timed it perfectly.
Well, Adam Heath, the 5'10", 245-pound junior, was able to punch the gap, and he got in there and made a huge hit on the back.
Ouch.
And that puts North back in control here as force a punt.
Man, a big, big stop as they force a punt, but you never know with Chris Brown back there, the 6'5", 200-pound senior. Will it be a punt? Yes, it is. And it's not a long one. It's going to be a wild, bouncy one. Oh, did it bounce off the left ankle of a North High School star? It did. They're going to say Golden Valley. Oh, my goodness. Brian Adams, our captain, right down on it. What'd you see, Cap?
Well, Vance, you're going to see right now the ball goes up, but watch the return man. He's not really emphatic about getting his guys out of the way. He's just kind of moving his arm. He's got to come up and get that guy and let him know, hey, get out the way, because he can't see it.
Hit him right in the ankle.
That's why it's your job as return man to really do an emphatic, get out of the way, and wave your hand.
You make a good point, Brian, because as I look down there, he wasn't being very emphatic. He maybe gave it one washout, and that was it. And, Justin Mashoff was the one who got hit by the ball right on the ankle.
Now it's a pitch out to the left side. A big hit laid on Kwame Johnson, but forget about that big hit. Now the Golden Valley Bulldogs are right there. So a couple of key, costly mistakes on both squads that turned it into an exciting first few moments. As we're at Golden Valley, North High School visiting. Matt and I are up on top of the Premier Equipment Rental Scissor List. I'm looking back at Bear Mountain. I see this incredible full moon coming at us. Oh, what a night. Goodness gracious. 2nd and 7. Martin hands the ball up the middle, maybe 2 or 3 yards. Some costly mistakes.
Well, like we mentioned in the pregame, Vance, Tehachapi and North both combined for 11 fumbles. So, North is prone to making mistakes here, and luckily we'll see if they can hold. They've been able to hold the run game of Golden Valley to a limited number here, but we'll see on this 3rd and 7 where Golden Valley goes.
Huge play. Early in the ball game, Emery Palacios right next to Martin, and false start on the Bulldogs. So another stub of the toe. They move it back. still third down, but now it's 3rd and 12 instead of 3rd and 7. As Martin looks over at head coach, gets a quick word from Coach Smith. Everybody's still in shorts. About 88 degrees tonight. Nothing like California Friday football. Now Palacios right behind Martin.
And
Another
they
jump.
jumped again.
Another jump by the right guard this time. Well, Captain, you wonder if the cadence is just a little out of rhythm.
Well, Vance, they just don't seem to be very focused tonight coming out of this game. You know, they've had 2 pretty easy games, and sometimes you look on the schedule and think, man, we got another breezer, but they have to come to play because I saw receivers moving on that one, linemen moving on that one. They're just out of sync.
Yeah,
but, you know,
go ahead.
You have to be careful now if you're North, and don't let Chris Brown bail them out with a big play with his height. I would definitely make sure one of my safeties coming over top to help.
Thank you, Cap. Went from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 17 now. Changes things dramatically. Palacios still the only back there. Martin drops back, looks across the middle, fires a man, has a man open, makes a great move, should get in the end zone, and does. Sean Gruwall in. Touchdown, Golden Valley.
Well, that's just what the doctor ordered. If you're Golden Valley, you have a long passing situation, and you have a blown coverage and a pass right up the middle, as you see Martin on our AV Plus instant replay firing right into Gruwall, and he makes the nice move, gets into the end zone, puts points on the board for Golden Valley.
Woo! Caesar Reese, maybe the largest kicker in the history of high school football. 6-footer, 240 pounds, a lefty. So mistakes galore in the first 6 minutes of this football game. Fumbles, ill-advised return techniques, and a couple of bad illegal procedure penalties. But nevertheless, the Golden Valley Bulldogs made sense of it all and got in the end zone.
Well, you know, Vance, I think this is going to be one of those games that's decided by who makes less mistakes. I mean, obviously we've seen that both of these teams are prone to making mistakes here in the first 6 minutes. So I think it's just who comes out on the better end of those mistakes is going to win that game.
Wow, one of those games, huh? Once again, welcome everybody. If you're just getting to your televisions, you're watching High School Football Game of the Week exclusively on Bright House Networks Bakersfield. A beautiful second night of autumn. And we are at Golden Valley. The North High School Stars will be receiving on this kickoff. The Bulldogs lead 7-0. I'm Vance Palm. I've got Matt Alvarez next to me. And down on the grass, our captain, Brian Adams. And we're going for a double duty weekend tomorrow night. The Holy Bowl. And we will be very, very honored to be covering that game for you. And also, that game will be shown up in Fresno. So it's going to be an exciting night for the Bright House Networks production crew to call the game for Garces High School, and then have San Joaquin Memorial fans up in Fresno be able to benefit from it as well. Big game tomorrow night, but that's a long ways away. We got a big game here tonight. North High School now will get their first true attempt. Well, I guess their first supposed attempt on their offensive set. As the kick goes up, it's going to be a short one. Might take a decent bounce, and does, taking at the 18-yard line. But mowed down quickly at about the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for the North High School Stars.
Well, we talked about, Vance, before the game that North is going to have to go without their starting quarterback, the junior Nathan Sosi, who last year, he was more of a running quarterback, went for 126 yards on 24 rushes, but this year 2 for 3, 27 yards. He is out with an ankle injury. They're going to turn to Joseph Adams, the senior, who went 5 of 7 for 71 yards in last week's loss to Tehachapi.
Here comes North. Try to battle it up the middle there. North, we know this offense well, Brian. We've seen it from them. We've seen this North High School offense be very, very potent. Remember Julian Dean Johnson?
You know, Vance, one thing about them, they're going to be patient. They're going to just keep punching the ball in the middle and hoping they have a play on the outside eventually. But we've seen it, like Bernie was saying, you were saying, Vance, Julian Dean, JDJ, where he was making big plays in that game where he rushed for at least 250 yards. So they've been running for years from when Snow was here. They've kept the offense under camps, and they're going to stay with it.
Here they come again on a 2nd and 8. They go right up the middle again. Nothing happened there. That football stays pretty much in the middle of the football field.
Well, if you're looking for a lot of pass yardage from North, I don't think you're going to find it. Last year, they averaged 36 pass yards a game, so expect them to keep it on the ground here as you see the beautiful full moon in view behind us from our standpoint over here in the southeast side.
I'm a self-professed obsessive guy about the moon. I love the moon. Love, love, love the moon, and I happened to have it on my birthday last night. You talk about the double whammy of perfection, a full moon. Well, we've got a timeout here, and that gives me an opportunity to talk about the official sponsors that bring this to you every week. We already know about Premier Equipment Rentals. We've got our scissor lifts. We're up on one of them on the south side of the football field. I think that's Kevin down on the north side. And how about the audio visual plus instant replays that we have pretty much after every replay, audio visual plus. And now we're so stoked to have Fox Sports Radio 970 with us. How about Crab 106.1 and now KGET Friday Football Extra. So 3 great media sponsors with us now, jumping on board with Audio Visual Plus and Premier Equipment Rental. So Fox Sports Radio 970, Crab 106.1, and KGET's Friday Football Extra. We'll get to more of that as the evening unfolds. But these are the pentaveret, the Super 5 that make this happen. 3rd and 5 here. Big down for North High School. 5:01 left, and it looks like Adams, the quarterback, still wants to take a look. Gets everybody set up.
Oh, they hadn't set the clock yet.
Oh,
Vance,
very
is
good.
what they hadn't done.
Very good. 3rd and 5. Adams pitches out to the left side. Going to be a nice run. One big cut. Might have got on the first down. A big hit at the 45-yard line, though, at the 35-yard line. And who was carrying that football? Oh, okay, that was Espinoza.
Well, Espinoza, as you see here on our AV Plus Instant Replay, heads out to the left side, gets turned back inside. A good job of turning him back inside to where all the defenders were by Chris Brown. And then a host of Golden Valley Bulldogs made the tackle, and it looks like it's going to be 4th and 1. And they're going to keep their offense on the field, Vance.
We didn't have time to get that football to the other hand, to the outside arm, and so it was tucked in there tight, but everybody had a shot at it. Oh, Captain, 4th and 1. Big call.
Well, Vance, you know, right here, they've been undisciplined so far in Golden Valley. I see if I can get them to jump.
Good idea. Nope, they go right at it. They try to get up the middle. Golden Valley puts the hammer on him. It's going to be close. I don't know.
Well, by the way the North High bench is reacting, you already see the defense running out on the field, so it obviously didn't go as planned for Coach Mark Camps and the North High Stars.
They ran right out there, so a stalled offense couldn't get it going for the Stars, and now all of a sudden Golden Valley has it on the Star 35-yard line.
Well, you talk about it's a game of mistakes. That might have been a huge mistake to go for it there on 4th and 1 instead of punting the ball, but now you give Golden Valley great field position on North's 35-yard line.
Well, Captain brings up a good point, too. Maybe go for the hard count. Martin pitch. Oh, a crazy pitch out there to Gruwall. Gruwall in trouble. Still on his feet, though. Can't get away. This has been a sketchy start for both squads.
It's the full moon, Vance. That's what's accounting for all this nonsense.
It already passed. They should be fine now.
But Sean Gruwall, you see, nice job of corralling the ball so it doesn't get away from him. And he almost makes a remarkable play in getting away from a couple tackles, but nonetheless, he's wrapped up 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Going to be 2nd and 20 here for Golden Valley.
They're at the 45-yard line. They started at the 35-yard line a play ago. 3:32 left here in this first quarter. He's got one back with him. Palacios behind him. Martin's going to go to the air. Martin pushed out of the pocket. This time he ends up putting it in the hand of Brown. Brown still on his feet. Gets down and, almost close to a late hit. Didn't get it called. Not bad defense out there.
Well, when in doubt, you got to go to your playmaker, and that's definitely the 6'5 senior Chris Brown. You see here on our AV Plus Instant Replay, Martin finds Brown rather easily. They're playing kind of soft on him, Vance, what I've noticed. But they rally to the ball. That's what the North High defense does well so far. They rally to the ball, and they're able to corral him before he picks up too many yards. Only a 7-yard gain brings up a 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13. Keep your eye on Brown. Split way out to the right. And right in the slot behind him is Gruwall. They pump to the right. They go all the way to the left. They float it out, throw it out, and it's going to be caught. What a touchdown. What a catch. Oh, my goodness. That was beautiful. Touchdown, Alex Hooper. Wow.
Well, what a catch and what an exclamation point to put on this opening drive. They convert on a long 4th down to score their first touchdown, and now they convert on a 3rd and 13. They go the distance. Look at how beautiful that ball is going through the air, and making the great catch was Hooper in the end zone. It was good coverage. Adam Blackwell had good coverage on his man. That was just a jump ball.
Man, that's what when you're growing up, you call that a long bomb. He throws the long bomb. Reese looked better on that one, 14-0. Well, Brian, you're down on the other side of the field. Didn't get to see that replay, but boy, that was a beautiful, beautiful catch.
Well, Vance, it definitely was, but the one thing about it is it was just a mistimed jump there by Blackwell. He was in perfect position. He just jumped a little too early. And unfortunately for the North High fan, Alex at 6'4" makes the easy catch for the touchdown. Yeah,
you know what? I just watched it again as you were saying that. You're right, just mistimed it, and that's all he needed against the 6'4". I mean, that's all Hooper needed at 6'4". Wow, well, it says 13-0. Oh, there it goes. They just put it up. Okay.
You've got one of the North High coaching staff is.
Well, that's the main man.
Yeah.
That's the main man.
Main man, he's not too happy down there. I don't know with who, but.
Well, he's talking to Blackwell, who was down there playing defense on the touchdown reception. So the head guy was giving him the word.
We'll see what that penalty was. There was a penalty at the end of the play. It looks like they're going to move the ball up. Possibly an unsportsmanlike call by our head referee, Dennis Matthews, tonight.
Well, Chris Brown has his helmet off in the middle of the football field. I'm not quite sure if there's something significant about that, or
might have been a roughing the kicker call. It was a personal foul. There you go. So that moves the ball up 15 yards. Puts it on the North High 45. Chris Brown making it a little easier on his defense here.
2:42 left here in the first quarter. Golden Valley with a 2-touchdown lead here. North's had their opportunities, haven't been able to capitalize on them. So now Golden Valley's going to kick off from the North High 45-yard line. So the field is just cut right in half for Chris Brown. And if we'd have had the kicker for Stockdale High School, he might put it on Hoskins Drive.
He might hit the scoreboard as well. And that one's going to go for a touchback as it's kicked into the end zone.
Here we go. North High will get another shot at it. 2:42 left in the first quarter. I'm Vance Palm, joined by Matt Alvarez. Way up high. I'd say we're about 45, 50 feet tonight. And Brian Adams down on the grass on the north side of the field, on the north edge of the field. As we mentioned, tomorrow night we will be up at Garces for the, it's got to be the 60.
I read somewhere 44, but
no,
I was thinking it
no
went back longer than that.
Brian, you and I called the we called the 55th or something like that. It was way up there, so something's not right about that because we called it way up into the 50s. So the Holy Bowl tomorrow night. Fumble! On the play. Golden Valley recovers.
Well, Vance, when it rains, it pours, and it's certainly raining on the North High bench right now.
Uh-oh.
As we've got some fuming coaching staff members over there. You see on our AV Plus Instant Replay, just a bad snap, just a bad exchange. And you give Golden Valley these opportunities, and they've already capitalized twice. We'll see if they can put this baby in the bag early here as we're 2.5 minutes away from the end of the first quarter.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, Kwame Johnson behind Martin on a 1st and 10. They go to Kwame. Johnson looks to get outside, looking for some blocks to get outside. Finally drugged down about the 5-yard line, but he was getting ready to tiptoe in the end zone had he not been drugged down at the very end of the play.
Well, you're going to see a great block here by number 78, Joseph Zamora. Right there, right before Johnson was able to make it through the hole. He cleaned out his man, and it's going to be a 1st down and goal from the 5-yard line for Golden Valley, looking to capitalize on yet another North big mistake.
Oh, boy. 1st and goal from the 5. 2:15 left here in the first quarter, and this thing can get out of hand real quickly here.
Number 28, Kwame Johnson with the carry.
Johnson gets it down to the 1.
Gain of 4 on the play. First or second and goal.
See here on our AB Plus Instant Replay, just a simple handoff up the middle. And he picked up a good bit of yards there. Touchdown saving tackle made by Colton Blankenship, number 45.
Stays low to the ground, doesn't he, Kwame? And this is going to be a quarterback sneak. He gets in there and, gets thrown to the ground awfully hard. I thought he got over the goal line. I guess he didn't. Ouch.
Well, on this play, I think, on this next play, I think you go back to your bread and butters. You see here, he didn't get the blocking he had hoped for. And you never want to put your starting quarterback in a situation like that where he's thrown to the turf with ferocity by that same Colton Blankenship who made the touchdown saving tackle.
Yikes.
Not in the game exactly, fellas, when you're in control of it. It's like you're going to be in control for a long time.
Right.
I definitely would not put my quarterback in that situation. Hand it off to the guy who's supposed to carry the bread. Well,
and they do this time, and he's in. Touchdown, Golden Valley. Attaboy, coach. 20-0 early.
But just as Brian said, you go back to your bread and butter. You go back to your 5'11", 172-pound junior, Kwame Johnson. Easy score. And a relatively easy outing right now for the Bulldogs, as North really hasn't put up much of a fight.
Here's Big Bill Embry down there. Coach Paradise. A lot of big names down there talking to Steve Falk, athletic director for North High School. Might be one of those nights where we're kind of looking around the crowd. Reese knocks it through again. 21-0 here in Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. North High has some very big mountains to climb to get back in this thing.
And you know, the unfortunate thing, I mean, I've talked about it since the beginning of the show, is that you don't have your leader out there. You don't have Nathan Sosa, your junior quarterback. You know, he's definitely the leader of this team. You have Cody McWilliams, who's been stopped so far in North's 3 drives. Just unfortunate for North that they commit so many mistakes. I mean, they have the potential to be a great ball club. It's just not looking very bright right now in their immediate future. Down 21-0 here on visiting turf on homecoming, Vance.
Well, the one thing they have on their side is time.
They do.
At least there's some time. It's not, you know, it's not the end of the third quarter. It's only the end of the first. So you never know. And apparently this is a ritual for Chris Brown to take his helmet off before he kicks it off.
All kickers have their own little rituals, Vance.
What was yours?
Putting my shoes on. Lacing up my shoes before putting them on.
Well, what would other kickers do? Not lace them up?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure if any of them would do anything different. Anyone? Yeah, there you go. I always wore the same socks. Yeah. Stole Bernie's.
You're reliving your memories vicariously through our director, Bernie Johnson. Wow, a bullet kick. Gets into the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 North High School, 1:09 left. Well, Brian, if you're North High School, they haven't seemed successful in the air yet. Really not on the ground either. What's the call here?
Hold the ball is their call right now. I mean, that's what they're hoping for now. A clean exchange. See if we can't pick up some first downs and at least start grinding this game out and trying to get back in it slowly. Because they're not a big play capability team. So they have to do what they know best, man. And that's going to be grinded down with those dives, try to hit some pitches, but they're going to have to pick up some first downs and hold the ball.
Got it. They go to the air and they pick it off. They pick it off. Golden Valley looking to get inside. They do not get into the end zone, and it's intercepted out there by Jordan Gruber. So just as Brian's talking about ball control, they try to go to the air, and Gruber just picks it off.
Oh, you see here, he's looking at his man the whole way, and Gruber saw it the whole way. And it's just going downhill in a hurry for the North High Stars.
Well, it looked like there was a little bit of contact in the middle of the field by with the intended receiver and possibly a defensive back, but I still saw Gruber standing right in the middle of the passing lane.
Just simple pitch and catch there for Jordan Gruber, 5'11", 160-pound junior.
And they go to the air, they try to get it in the end zone, pick up 1 or 2 yards. as Martin flicks it over to the left side and puts it in the hands.
Well, you'll see how North High responds here as we near the end of the first quarter. I mean, it's what do you tell your players at this point? You know, down 21-0 on visiting turf. It's their homecoming. They've got it all going for them right now if they're Golden Valley. I mean, you don't change anything if you're Golden Valley, obviously, but if you're North, you need to make some major adjustments and you need to make them quick.
Well, there have been times and instances in this first quarter where that front line up there on defense has done a nice job. But once Derek Martin decides to go to the air or just spread it out to the left or right side with a pitch or something, they do it. They're going to let this thing go out. So at the end of the first quarter, it's all Golden Valley early, 21-0. You're watching all of us on Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be back in a moment with the second quarter at Golden Valley.
I'm having these dreams. Who are you?
You don't remember? A Nightmare on Elm Street.
This won't be human. Not entirely. It's empty.
Get out!
What was that?
A mistake. Splice. Get new hit movies the best way possible on Bright House Networks.
Back here at Golden Valley High School, 21-0 Golden Valley leads over North High, and they are deep in North territory once again at the 10-yard line. But it's going to be a 3rd and 10 here, or a 3rd and goal rather, for Derek Martin and company. And Martin drops back, looks over the middle, and he fires, and it's a low pass intended for Chris Brown. So it's going to be 4th down now.
Martin's frustrated with himself. That was a touchdown.
That was.
You can't throw a gopher ball to a giant now. I mean, let's get real.
Especially when he's wide open, all he had to do is kind of fall into the end zone.
Yeah,
that's frustration right there.
If he had that one back, Derek Martin would sure take it up. When you got a giant, you throw it up. Don't put it on the ground.
Well, they'll bring the kicking unit on here, Vance.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be Caesar Reese. Already has 3 extra points tonight.
Look at this guy.
Well, they're going to need to hurry it up here. They're running out of time on the play clock.
High snap, good catch, and it's blocked. Hey, good to see it. Coach Camps loves it. Coach Camps loves it. Pumping his fist, saying, all right, fellas.
Well, that's a victory in itself, Vance. You see Golden Valley go all the way down the field, and you see here on our AV Plus Instant Replay, great jump off the right side by Brody Smith, and he lays out textbook, picture-perfect block there. And North relatively unharmed, and they get the ball at the 20-yard line. So let's see how North responds. As like you said, this bench just got probably the most fired up it's been all night, Vance.
Other than the first kickoff.
Other than the opening kickoff, that's right. Not too much has gone right for North since then.
First and 10, Stars. Trying to make something happen. The big fella right up the middle, claws his way for about 3 or 4 yards. Somewhat surreal in this modern age of technology to be calling a football game up on top of a scissor lift directly across from the announcer's booth where Corey Costello is there, and I'm texting him back and forth. It's kind of like, hey, how weird is this? Wanted to get a first impression from him on this football game, calling it an ESPN 1230. I think everybody thought it'd be a little closer, but be that as it may, here we go on a 2nd and 7. If North High can just get something going, Matt, get some kind of traction here. A pitch out to the right side, and it looks good. Hey, baby! Trying to protect that football. Some big hitting going on out here as Brody Smith It's a nice 14, 15-yard game. Man, we heard the pads popping, but oh no, we see a flag on the play.
Well, we'll get you that call in a moment, but you see here on our AV Plus Instant Replay, Brody Smith fresh off blocking the kick, cuts back, makes a great move to get a few more yards, and we'll see what the penalty is as head referee Dennis Matthews looks up to the press box and gives his signal. Dead ball penalty. It's going to be a personal foul on North, so there you go, Vance.
Oh no.
I'll tell you this. Brody got the run, but the block laid on Gruber was just a great block right there.
That's what we heard.
Well, there was a spark of life in these North High Stars, but you know, that great run that Brody Smith just had only adds up to a net of about, what, 7 yards now?
Yeah, but you know what? It's in their minds, though.
It's in their minds, it is.
They're like, hey, we you know, now they can maybe play off of that, do something off of that, little misdirection off of that. Dante Carrillo in the backfield, but uh-oh. 6 Bulldogs jump all over Espinoza. Who let the dogs in?
You see here Max Davis not fooled one bit, coming hard off the left end. Man, Golden Valley has some big dudes, 6'4", 221. I mean, that's a big guy right there coming off the edge.
He's a senior, so
and
he's been out there for a while. 2nd and 11. He's in trouble. Looks like a face mask, and that'll be the call that pulls him out of here.
So they'll get that 15 yards right back, as you see.
We'll see. I don't know. Did he let go soon enough?
I don't think so, Vince. That head kind of snapped down. I think it's going to be enough. I'm going with the rookie.
I think referee Dennis Matthews was all over that, and you'll see it's going to be a personal foul.
I went with the rookie and lost, Vance. I ain't going with the rookie no more this season.
So they gave it an inadvertent?
Wait, what was the call? I don't understand that, but you see right there clearly, Adrian Orozco has the face mask grappled, and I guess the referee didn't see enough of a head jerking movement to warrant a 15-yard penalty. Oh, it was offsetting penalties. Offsetting penalties. So replay the down.
Okay. 2nd and 11. Now they go right back to the ground again, and the big fella, Dante Carrillo, he's 6'1", 220. He's a big guy too.
See here on our AV Plus Instant Replay. Just to run up the middle. Again, they like to run that triple option look, and it's not really working out for them going up the middle. I mean, you saw on the few plays that they've ran to the outside, they've been able to establish a little bit of a rhythm. They've been able to put some yards up on the stat sheet, but here's a long 3rd down play.
3rd and 9. No, they just can't get it done.
You've got to go a different route if you're North. You're down 21-0 here. Nothing's working up the middle. You know, when you run to the outside, it gets negated by a flag. So it's up to their defense now to keep them in this game, because their offense has shown very little signs of life.
Just underway here in the 2nd quarter. High school football game of the week. North High School blocked a field goal attempt and had a little bit of life here, but offsetting penalties kept them from a big gain or a face mask, and now it's a low punt and a low snap and a horrible punt. That ball's going to go out, I think, at about the 37, 38-yard line. Oh, they gave him a very friendly spot.
Now we'll see where they stop. 36-yard line it's going to be for Golden Valley, and
wow.
Like I said, Vance, when it rains, it pours, and it's definitely raining on North High's side of the field tonight.
Salt on the wound there. They could have used a nice long punt. Just pushing back.
Guys, you know, I know what you're saying. But let's just say he got a good punt off. Number 8 or number 3 is going to cause damage against this team. So you got to pick your poison again if you're going to punt the ball down there.
Well, we're right on top of the action here in our scissor lift. We were right below it. 1st and 10. Martin flicks it out. Backwards pass. Is it caught? It is caught. Wow. Man, oh man, Gruber did everything he could. Gruwal did everything he did to keep that thing from being a turnover.
A good set of hands as the pass was thrown by Martin. A little too far behind the intended receiver, Gruel there. He did a good job of corralling it in after juggling it a little bit. Managed to salvage a yard out of that.
2nd and 9. You're right. They did eke out a yard.
You see Martin being chased from the pocket. Now he's going to roll to the left. Still looking for a receiver, and he decides to tuck it and run. And he's wrapped up just shy of the first down by Brody Smith. Smith's been all over the field tonight. He's been the Stars' most valuable player. You see here on our AV Plus instant replay. Not really a lot of options there for Derek Martin. He's more of a passer than a runner. And last year he threw for 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns against 10 interceptions. So far this season he's thrown 4 touchdown passes coming into this game against 2 interceptions. 406 yards, and they've 4 split out now, so obviously a passing option here on 3rd and 1.
Oh, almost had him. Almost had him, but now it looks like it's going to be a touchdown. Big hit at the end. Did he get in? No, he didn't. Right at the 1-yard line. Oh, man, almost got him in the backfield.
Well, they went with the pass look, but instead they handed off to Jacob Wiseman. He got a great block here to begin with, and the blocking was present downfield. As you see Wiseman, all he has to do is just round the corner and head for the end zone. And he takes a big hit there right at the goal line, but nonetheless, another first down, another time inside, deep inside the red zone of North. Let's see if Golden Valley can capitalize on this opportunity, as they failed to put any points on the board last time.
My notes flew off the scissor lift. If you can hear me in the ambiance, I'm yelling at the fans down there. Hey, I'll get it from you at halftime. Grab that, grab that. But I know who our sponsors are by heart. Clock slowly ticks below 7 minutes. 21-0, soon to be 28 unless the North High defense can absolutely dig in here.
You see there in our AV Plus instant replay, not a lot going up the middle. You know, North's defense really seems to harden up when they get near the goal line. So we'll see if they go for a passing option here.
They try to jam it, and it's picked off by North High School. And the quarterback took a big hit. Martin got leveled out there by their big linebacker. Man, he was hammered by Joshua Ringer, and he throws an interception.
Well, it's Brody Smith again. I just talked about he's North High's MVP so far. That's a great catch.
But they give it to him at the 1.
That's not a very good spot. I mean,
are you kidding me? The guy fell in the end zone.
If we could see that replay again, I mean, you know what the sad thing is that they're not catching any breaks. You know, even when North does do something, you know, like create a turnover, as you see here, we're going to try to slow it down. And he caught it at the 1, and he's in the air. I mean, he lands on the goal line. That's
well, Vance, you know what they say sometimes. If you wasn't for bad luck, you wouldn't have none.
Yeah,
I mean they just haven't gotten the breaks. You know, like on that face mask call was questionable. Could have gone either way.
Wow.
Right there, looked like it could have easily been a touchback. But it was marked on the half-yard line, so we'll see what they can do.
So North High School calls a timeout, 6.5 left, and we'll take another look at it here. Our officials always doing a great job in the Kern County Officials Association, and this just looks like a real tough break here. Well read, and he just picks it off right there. And you tell me, Kern County.
His knee never touches the ground. His body never touches the ground until there, and he's
right
straddling
there
the goal
line. I bet that ball, if we had another angle, is on the goal line. That's got to be a touchback right there.
Well, it's not going to be reversed, so
yeah.
Chris Brown, the headless horseman over there with his helmet off again, he puts it on and gets ready to go.
That is a tough call if you're an official to make, especially in that situation. The side judge over here is the one who made that call. Get you the umpires' names in just a few
now North
moments.
High School on 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line. They have 99 yards to go, and
that's a dangerous spot to be in, Vance, if you don't have very much of a run game up the middle.
Nice play for the quarterback to get it out and give him some breathing room. So a good play out there by Austin Howard. Howard gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Nice job. Everybody got off the ball, and he got his job done.
See here on our AV Plus instant replay, they go with the option look again. And Austin Howard, a new quarterback in there for the Stars. Austin Howard able to take it up, maybe get about 3 or 4 yards. Like you said, Vance, a little bit of breathing room never hurts. And We've got the MVP of the game right now, Brody Smith, coming onto the field in the offensive end for North.
2nd and 6. Howard, another keeper, this time runs into a ton of trouble and a big hit out there by Adrian Herrera. There's a name we know.
You see here in our replay. It looks good from the beginning. He sees a little daylight, and then bam, that hole is just closed. And it was Adrian Orozco actually coming in there to put the final touches.
No, too, and on that play too, the fullback who went through first, he just looks back. He kind of stopped in the middle of the play and looked back at the quarterback. He's got to go hit somebody, and it has to be a little quicker. But that's been really their most successful play because you get that extra blocker if the dive guy goes through first.
They go up the middle, tripped up and thrown down at about the 9-yard line. And again, Adrian Herrera all over the place. 6-footer, 250 pounds. Called his name a lot last year as well. And the punt team comes on for North High School, and they need to get a pretty good punt here.
And they got to be careful, fellas, because the last time they had a bad snap, and a bad snap here could be a safety.
4:40 left in the first half. North High School trying to stay with it here. It's homecoming. Look out. They got it off. Not a bad punt, but it's going to be taken, as Brian said, by the very dangerous Chris Brown. Chris Brown looking for some room. Chris Brown trying to get to the end zone. A flag on the play. Chris Brown still up. Gets to the 18-yard line.
Oh, looks like
Probably be going back the other way, fella, but that's exactly what I was telling you guys before. You punt the ball off to him. You're better off with the shank punt to the right going down 20 yards than kicking it 35, 40. Because these guys are going to return the ball a good 20, 25 yards when they touch it.
I don't know how many of you caught the BC Renegade game last Saturday night up there in Lee West. The South High Rebel, who we called last year, Brian Sepp, broke McClanahan's record. Goodness gracious. Antelope Valley just kept punting to him. They just kept punting to him, and he'd have 40 yards, 80 yards, 60 yards.
He ended up with somewhere around 200 yards of returns.
239 yards for the South High Rebel.
And that's just in return yardage. That's amazing.
Brian, last year we called Lee West. He looked like a man against boys against high school players. He looked like it the other night.
Well, he's the real deal, Vance. I mean, physically and his speed and his athleticism is going to put him out there. And I'll tell you right now, you got that kind of film footage, there's a lot of colleges looking for a return spec.
You're right. As a freshman, 1st and 10 for Golden Valley. 4:09, 4:08. The clock continues to tick, and North High School right now kind of in the doldrums. They're down 21-0. They've held them scoreless in the second quarter, but man, it took a couple of right crosses and a couple of jabs and maybe a knockout punch early in this game. Martin wants to go deep to the corner, throws one up there. He has a man wide open, and what a catch. Over the shoulder, Chris Brown brings it in.
Well, you go back to your main man, the 6'5" senior, and of course there's a height disadvantage if you're North. So I would just keep going to him all night if I were Golden Valley, and you see there going up, making a great catch. And if he keeps his balance, if the ball's thrown just a little bit better, he's walking into the end zone.
I'm going to give some young cornerbacks some help this year, usually helping the receivers. You get a pump fake, and you go for it, just knock the guy down and take the penalty.
Right.
Don't let him keep running by you so you can get a big play. Just knock him down and hold him.
There you go. All of you young cornerbacks out there, you young DBs. You heard it from the real deal. The man who brings the street cred to this production, Brian Adams, BHS driller, legend, UCLA Bruin. Bruin's got a nice win. 4th and 4, flag on the play right away. 4th and 4. Should only be 2nd down. All right, it's 2nd down. All right. Holding play on the Bulldogs. That marches it back a little bit. So my mistake. 2nd and goal from the 4.
Got our officials tonight. Head referee Dennis Matthews, the umpire Roy Clark, the head linesman Don Harris, line judge Jim Lippy, the back judge Scott Spielman, and in the box is Brian Coates. All members of the Kern County Officials Association, doing a heck of a job week in and week out.
I'd like to hear Roy Clark sing a tune. 3:16. My young colleague up in the scissor lift has no idea who Roy Clark is.
That I don't.
Shotgun. Touchdown. Oh my gosh, I called it too early. I jinxed him. Oh my gosh, what a faux pas on my part. I'm sitting here watching it from 50 feet right above it. They put it right on the numbers. Oh goodness.
That's right in the breadbasket, and if you're Chris Brown, you have to make that catch. You're a wide receiver. You got to have you have to have the sure-handedness. You have to have the trust in your quarterback, and you got to come down with that. Give your team a big lead. Put the nail in the coffin.
Oh boy, I called that a TD before it happened. 3rd and goal from the 9. They go shotgun again. This time they hand the ball off, and he's looking to get outside. That's a great piece of running. Touchdown. Great piece of running by Palacios.
Well, he got a great block. Brown redeemed himself with a good block on the outside as Golden Valley now takes a commanding 27-0 lead with the extra point coming. You see here on our AV Plus Instant Replay the handoff to Palacios, and you'll see on the left of the screen right there, big booming block by Chris Brown on Kyle Johnson, and that enabled Palacios to walk into the end zone.
Reese in for the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick, and that one was deflected and blocked. So they're getting in there on that. Something to work on for the Bulldogs, but right now, North High School
27 Stars 0.
Struggling in this football game, 27-0.
Well, if you're North, you have to try to establish some sort of offense. As you see our AV Plus Instant Replay. Yeah, good snap, good hold, and Vance, I don't think that ball got blocked. I think that ball was just kicked low. It had a spiraling effect on it as it left the left foot of the 5'11", 240-pound junior Caesar Reese.
27-0. Brian, what's your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to call that right there. You guys are saying it wasn't a block, but I'm going to call that the Brody Smith factor. I think he felt Brody coming in again and just kind of rushed his kick. But you're the kick expert, Matt. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you have to be able to trust your line if you're a kicker, that's for sure. And, like you said, we've seen time in and time out tonight that North's been able to penetrate on the PAT field goal portion.
Just want to remind everybody that watches these games, we're here at Golden Valley tonight at 10:30. It gets replayed on your television and for an encore presentation. Then it goes to Bakersfield On Demand immediately. You'll be watching it sometime tomorrow. The Holy Bowl that we're calling tomorrow night, I believe, will go up sometime on Sunday. Bakersfield On Demand, channel 300. 3:03 left here in this first half. Golden Valley to kick off again. This time it's about a 7-iron, taking it about the, taking it to the 24-yard line, looking for some room, and he has some room, and a shoestring tackle by Sean Grewal, or
it's Brody Smith again, Vance. He's been all over the field for the Stars.
He's exciting.
Yeah, he is an exciting little player. They should probably put him in on offense. He's only a 5'8" junior, listed as a wide receiver and linebacker. I think maybe they should throw him in there on offense. He seems to do good things when he's around the ball.
Tough kid. Under 3 minutes to go here in this first half. North High School directly below us. And it's going to be Howard. Looks for some protection, throws across the middle. What a nice pass and a nice catch. He's going to try to get to the end zone. I don't know if he'll make it. Espinoza brought down at the 25-yard line. Wow, what a nice play that was, Captain.
Well, Vance, they got something going now, great setup on the kickoff return there. And it's a nice little quick post pass over the top. And he's able to make a big play. Now can they keep it going and punch this ball in the next 2 minutes and 48 seconds?
Man, perfect pass.
That may very well be the first pass of young Austin Howard's career.
At the varsity level.
At the varsity level, as the sophomore taking the reins early here.
They go to the air again. Oh, could have been set up for a decent play, but Cody Frere dropped that one. He wanted to take off before he had it.
Well, now he's 1 for 2 in his varsity career, but nonetheless, it's a totally different ball game when you're playing down on this side of the field. And North hasn't been down here but once in this game, and that didn't go too well. So we'll see if North can capitalize on their great field position so far.
2nd and 10. Big gap in that offensive line. Oh, man. They pitch it out to the right side, looking for some blocking downfield. And the big guy runs it out. Dante Carrillo. Boy, he looks good.
Well, Carrillo last week had 3 receptions for 40 yards, so they like to utilize him in the offense. You see here on our AV Plus Instant Replay, good blocking downfield, and then, it's pretty hard to tackle big Dante Carrillo, 6 foot, 215-pound senior, going up against a smaller cornerback.
Brings up a 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. What a play call here.
Like I said, Vance, they've had success going to the outsides. We'll see if they run it up the middle where they haven't had a lot of success, or if they keep it to the outside.
2:29 left in the first half. And it looks like they're going to pick up the first down. Nice job by the North High School Stars. Keep the drive alive.
Well, they did go right back up the middle, and they handed it to Cody McWilliams. They did pick up the first down, so it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line for North as we near the 2-minute mark here in the 2nd quarter.
So the Stars putting something together here in offense. The crowd gets fired up. And it looks like a timeout's going to be called by Golden Valley. Once again, we'd like to thank Fox Radio, Crab Radio, KGET, our media partners in this presentation of High School Football Game of the Week, and of course, Audiovisual Plus Replay, everything for your Audiovisual Plus needs, including the podium. And then how about the Premier Equipment Rentals scissor lifts? Thank you to Lynn and everybody over there. Lynn Goodmanson and your whole crew at Premier Equipment Rentals. Matt and I every week get the best seat in the house. Tomorrow night we'll be on scissor lifts at Garces, and I hear that we'll be on the home side tomorrow night because of all of the pomp and circumstance involved in the 25th anniversary of the Garces Memorial High School Valley Championship team. Be some presentations. There's going to be a big pregame. We're going to be throwing it back and forth down to the field, back up to us. I hear our captain Brian Adams is going to be somewhat of a producer director on the grass tomorrow night. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. North High School trying to get in the end zone here with 2:11 left in the first half. Howard, the quarterback's done a fine job. This nice young sophomore. Pitch. Oh, bad pitch. Oh! No.
Well, that might have been the sophomore jitters, as you see here. Oh man, it just left his, he didn't get a good grip on it. And he was looking for Juan Espinoza, and Espinoza ended up falling on the ball. A good play as opposed to picking it up and trying to run with it.
Try to make something happen, make it worse.
Yeah.
Oh, just like that, 2nd and 10 from the 24. Look out. Well, the receiver turned defender in a split second as that was nearly gone. DeAndre Stallworth, one of the great football names of all time, almost took that all the way back. That was almost 6, Captain.
Well, it was, man, but I would come right back on it, and I would pump fake that and then send my receiver to the sideline because I know they're going to jump. They'll jump it.
Stallworth has 2 interceptions through 2 games this season. Golden Valley as a team has 4, and 5 if you include the one tonight. But Stallworth almost had his team leading 3rd.
The run to the right, floats one out there. Hey, that's a nice play and a nice catch, and that's a touchdown. They went right at him, not the same play, but they went right at him and he fell down. And North High will take it.
Well, they threw it up to the 5'7", 140-pound sophomore Eric Terrazas. Sophomore to sophomore connection. You don't see that very much in varsity. A good throw, great throw by Howard. The coverage was there, but Stallworth fell down, enabling Terrazas to just walk into the end zone. North High on the board.
So with less than 2 minutes left, less than a minute and a half left in the first half, North High School gets on the board. The snap, the hold, and the kick is blocked. So we've seen some block kicks tonight, block PATs. Captain, what'd you see down there with Stallworth? Just lost his footing?
It just looked like he kind of lost where he was at on the defensive coverage, and then when he tried to make the cut to look for the ball, he slipped. And then great job of the receiver. I like what he did. He went at the peak of the ball to catch it, and then turned and walked in. So great job by the North High Stars of getting on the board and getting a little momentum. If they can just now keep Golden Valley out of the end zone the next minute and 24 seconds, they get the ball back to start the half.
3 touchdown separates them, 27-6. Another look at it. A nice heave up there. Brian said it best. He got up there and got at the height of its trajectory. And with Stallworth falling down, just kind of trotted in there.
Well, that's what North needed to go into the half with a little bit of confidence. But as Brian also said, they have to keep Golden Valley off the scoreboard here for 1:24.
You're watching High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you exclusively in its entirety by Bright House Networks Bakersfield. What a great season it's already started out to be. We started out with Centennial hosting Redwood. Saw the Kessler machine and all of his great talented teammates. The next night, how about Stockdale East? That was a great game for 3 quarters, and then Stockdale pulled away from that one. Last week, another nice football game out at Ridgeview where they hosted the Trojans, and that game was, we saw everything in that game, and Ridgeview pulled away in that one. Here we are, our 4th game in our 3rd week. And then tomorrow we're going to get our 5th game in our 3rd week. So a couple of doubleheaders this season.
And you know, on paper, Vance, that game looks like it could be a classic. San Joaquin Memorial comes in with a 2-0 record, as does Garces. Both of them have serious offensive threats. That game looks like it could be one of the games of the year.
Taking about the 20-yard line. He's going to look for some room, look for some crackback blocking. Oh, and he's brought down. What a nice play. Jordan Gruber gets hauled down by one of the big guys.
It's Josh Ringer making the tackles you see here on our AV Plus Instant Replay. Gruber was looking for some blocks. You know, I'm not a special teams expert, but I think you're supposed to go north-south. And instead, he was going east-west. He didn't make up a whole lot of ground with what he was trying to cover there. And you mentioned it, Josh Ringer. 6'1", 230.
Stuck his big arm up there and drug him down, and man, that's an important tackle right there. Keeps him on the 15-yard line when you know Golden Valley thought they might get more. Martin goes to the air. They want to try to get in the end zone or get close. Brown looks for a move, puts one big move, still on his feet. Ooh, boy. Woo.
Well, you go back to your bread and butter, and there's a reason why Derek Martin is second in the central section only to Cody Kessler. It's because he has targets like Brown, and if you're North, you have to keep him pinned to the inside because that's where all your tacklers are, and that's going to keep the clock running. It looks like they're having some personnel issues.
You're right. They want to go back to him again. They go to him again. This time they keep him in bounds, I believe. And he looked like a young Keyshawn Johnson or a Brian Adams out there. Man.
He didn't look like he's doing better than me, but we got to get out there, get out of bounds. If that clock's running, if he got out of bounds, it's a good job.
No, they're just moving the chains, B. They start the clock, so 1st and 10 right in midfield. They want to go back to him. They pump fake, they don't. They get it to Brown. Brown cannot get, or actually gets tackled out of bounds, so.
Well, you have no other options here, apparently, if you're Derek Martin in the Golden Valley offense. But then again, why wouldn't you? Because he seems to be open every play. They're playing him really soft coverage, and he's open in the flat nearly every play, and they're taking advantage of that because if you're an athlete like Chris Brown is 6'5", 190 pounds, it's not going to be easy to bring him down without him getting a couple yards out of it.
He got out of bounds. Clock stopped. North High wants to bring it. They get it out to the left side. They flick it out to Gruwall. Gruwall trying to get upfield, and he takes it. Well, he didn't take a big hit. He slips by 2 North High School teammates that hit each other pretty hard. They had a beat on him, and most important thing, he got out of bounds.
He got out of bounds with 50 seconds left. You see here on the AV Plus Instant Replay. They find Gruber, and he has good blocking right there. Good blocking by his receivers. They are in the trips to the left, and you saw Alex Hooper getting in there with a great block. And then the hit at the end of the play that never was. It looked like it had potential to be a head ringer.
All right, the ball is directly below us. I'm standing on the 28-yard line up the scissor lift, and the ball is exactly on the 28-yard line. So we are right on top of the action. 50.3 seconds left here in this first half. North High School hanging on right now. They scored a touchdown. They trail by 3 touchdowns. It's 27-6. All of this taking place on a beautiful Friday night, the first Friday night of autumn for 2010. And I'd like to thank Premier Equipment Rentals for these unbelievable scissor lists. If you need anything for equipment rentals, why go anywhere else but Premier Equipment Rentals? How about Audiovisual Plus? If you're in the need of anything with audiovisual needs, technical needs, including the podium and the microphone, Audiovisual Plus, you got it. We've got 3 great media partners, and 2 of them are radio. How about Crab Radio and KHTY Fox Sports Radio 970, home of the Lakers and the Condors. And how about KGET Friday Football Extra with the great, incomparable Todd Strain. Here we go, 1st and 10. Martin wants to go to the corner. Oh, had a man open. Now he's on the run. Should stay inbounds if he can. He get out of bounds if he can. And he does. He gets thrown out of bounds by Adam Blackwell. Got out of bounds.
That looked like there was a huge hold by one of the offensive linemen there on the Golden Valley side of things. You see here on our AV Plus Instant Replay. I'll try to identify the player. Yeah, it looked like number 71, Steven Cabrera, nearly tackled his man to the ground. There could have been also another penalty right there on Blackwell for throwing him out of bounds. So 2 penalties that could have been called that would have offset.
Martin flushed out of the pocket. Martin trying to get down. Martin is hurled down. Fumble! They're going to say he's on the ground, but wow. Sean Palacios is a very strong junior, 5'11", and man, oh man, 180 pounds, but he took control of this situation, didn't he?
Well, that's going to be a big loss there for Golden Valley as it potentially takes them out of field goal range. Not that I would rely much on their field goal unit as it is.
They better do something here. This clock is burning fast. And no, they call it a 1.5.
I think he's going to take a chance on a jump ball to one of his outside guys.
Yeah,
that's going to be my bet.
Yeah, they're going to try to throw Brown, throw it up high to Brown. One of the 2 threats, but Brown would be the prime target here if I was throwing it up in the air there. He also has Hooper. Hooper's caught a touchdown pass already as well.
You've got a 6'5 receiver, a 6'4 receiver, and a 6'3 quarterback. That's going to get him the ball, so you obviously have the size advantage on the outside if you want to go to the air for Golden Valley, but we'll see who they decide to go to. We know it's going to go up in the air, that's for sure.
I don't know, how many high schools run like a 2-man under, but this would be the time you want to do it, where you jam the 2 outside guys and run with them and have your safeties come over top and let your other guys go one-on-one.
This might be the time for prevent D, possibly, wouldn't it, Brian?
Well, I think even if you go too soft, they're just too big. They're just too tall. So they're going to jump up and catch the ball. I think you have to do something to take it away. And they got both of them in the middle of on the right side. So we'll see what happens.
Matt and Brian have laid it out for you. 3 out there to the right side. Martin's going to look to the right side, has some time, floats it up there, exactly what we talked about, and it is caught! Deflected by Hooper and brought down by Brown.
What an unbelievable catch, Brian. Go ahead.
That's exactly why I said you have to do something to jam them, disrupt their time. You can't let them just run down free, even if you got guys there. They're 6'5", and your tallest guys are 5'8", 5'9". This is not anything they can do about that. That's gonna be a win almost all the time right there.
Well, it wasn't even really deflected. He just went up and got it. I thought for a second Hooper deflected the ball, but Brown just went up and got it. My eyes deceived me. Touchdown, Golden Valley on the last play of the first half. You talk about taking the wind out of what any kind of sales North High had going. It's out. Here comes the PAT, and Reese shovels one through there again. Here's one last look at it before we go to break. Golden Valley scores at the very end.
Oh, what a play. You see Martin looking and finding his man, Chris Brown, all the way up top. The elevator going upstairs and comes down with it and gives North 34-6 lead here on homecoming night for Golden Valley as we go into halftime.
We'll be back in a moment. High school football game of the week. Golden Valley up big.
An event so big, it only happens once a century.
Bound for Glory, Abyss, RVD, Monsters Ball, Jeff Hardy, The Pope, a #1 contender match. Fortune goes to war with EV 2.0 inside Lethal Lockdown. Plus, Kurt Angle battles Mr. Anderson to determine the TNA World Champion.
TNA Bound for Glory is live October 10th on Bright House Networks.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Here we go, everybody. Beginning of the third quarter. North High School smarting over a last-second touchdown to end the half by Golden Valley. I'm Vance Palm, joined by Matt Alvarez. Up high in the Premier Equipment Rental scissor lift. 34-6 the score. Golden Valley with a commanding lead over the North High School Stars at homecoming on the south side of Bakersfield. Nice long kick, and it's going to be taken at about the 8-yard line. And the same guy that's been racking up yards every possible way he can. No, that wasn't him. That was Cody Frere this time. Frere's done a nice job as well, though.
I know one thing North has to do in the second half. They've already established that they can go to the air if they need to do it. You know, that long pass play at the end of the half that enabled them to get into scoring position, and they put a touchdown home. Unfortunately for them, Golden Valley was able to drive it right down the field and score a touchdown with, you know, as the time ran out on the clock. But North has established themselves somewhat of a passing game here underneath their sophomore quarterback, Austin Howard. So we'll see which direction North goes in to start the half.
And off to the right side, a nice strong run out there, and he continues to run. And that's Cody McWilliams. So McWilliams, a nice 8-yard effort right there.
Cody McWilliams, their bread and butter at this for this offense. You see us starting here in the third quarter. North with possession on a beautiful homecoming night here. Emery Palacios was in the homecoming court for the Golden Valley Bulldogs, number 9. You'll see him when the Bulldogs get back on offense.
Howard. Nice bit of running there. Still on his feet, still looking for some more. That's McWilliams. McWilliams picks up a nice first down. And just a good, patient run, just waited for everything to kind of develop, and a lot of work on his part as well. Brushed off a couple of big hits.
Yeah, he did. You know, it looked like he was going to go down at least 2 or 3 times during that run, right there included. And he's got the ball in the wrong hand, Vance, but, you know, when you're in traffic like that, you don't really have time to switch it over.
1st and 10. Wow, we're catching a wafting smell of something that smells very nice. Why don't you hop off the scissor lift, Matt, and grab us something?
Got a parachute?
The pitch to the right side, it's the big fella, and he cuts up against the grain. And when I say big fella, that's Dante Carrillo, 6 foot, 220.
Well, right now it looks like they're staying to the outsides. They're you know, a little apt to run up the middle after Golden Valley had stuffed them on repeated attempts in the first half. But when they bring it to the outside, you know, with the size they have, McWilliams, 5'10", $180, Dante Carrillo, 6 foot, 220. You know, they have size in their backfield, and now they're utilizing it to take it to the outside and punish the outer portion of the defense.
Pablo Delgadillo is outright, but they hand the ball to McWilliams, and he is rounded up by a bunch of Bulldogs. Can't get him to the ground, but they don't need to. Initially in on there was Adrian Herrera.
You see here, not a lot of blocking for McWilliams. Herrera in on the tackle, and along with a host of Golden Valley Bulldogs.
Just underway, second half. There's Matt's ride. He loaned it to Golden Valley so they could use it for the homecoming events.
Paid in full, Vance, paid in full.
3rd and 6. North High School breaks out of the halftime with a nice start to their offensive set here. Nice pitch to the outside, but uh-oh, trouble. And even as he battles back to maybe the original line of scrimmage, he gets brought down hard.
Well, he did a great job of getting out of that, but boy, did you see that pitch, Vance? That pitch went about 7 or 8 yards. I mean, that's they're flirting with disaster there on when they run those outside pitch sweeps, and it's going to bring up a punting situation here for North.
As you see, these fans still in t-shirts and shorts here, first Friday night of autumn. It's just an impeccable night. Fourth and 8, as Matt said, they're going to punt the football. And a nice punt to the corner. It's going to be picked up. Gruber trying to make something happen. Gruber brought down at the 11-yard line, 10-yard line. Tried to do something, but it didn't happen.
Well, this is the worst field position that Golden Valley has started in all night. As you see the punt, you know, if you're Gruber, you may just let that one go, as North really didn't have anywhere anyone that was in the area that could have touched the ball and stopped it inside the 5-yard line. It could have went for a touchback, but nonetheless, they're going to get the ball on the 12-yard line of on their own half of the field.
You know, they play, Brian, they play with that confidence that all their playmakers can make plays and can do it at any time.
You know, Vance, when you're playing the game, this is when you might be overpowering the team, you can get away with it. But again, you have to play the game the right way, because what happens when you play a team that's equal to you, those become mistakes that cost you game.
First and 10, a pitch to the outside. Oh, hammering hit out there, Adam Blackwell. Oof, picked up a pretty good game, but paid the price. Watch this hit, Kern County.
You see they handed off to Palacios, like I said, in the running for homecoming king tonight, and that was actually Brody Smith, the kid who's been absolutely everywhere.
34 out of Blackwell.
34 or 24. 34. I'll take your word for it, Vance.
Hey, don't pull something away from Blackwell. He'll get mad at it. He's a big boy. First and 10, he picked up 10. Didn't know that. Palacios dropped for maybe a loss of yardage there. Great job by North High School.
North's defense, you know, holding steady so far here in this second half. The first possession of the second half for Golden Valley, as you see here on our AV Plus instant replay. Palacios nowhere to go, as the hole was just stuffed by the interior lineman of North High's defensive line.
Second and 10. Martin goes to the air. Very familiar look that we get out there. He gets it to Brown. Brown shrugs off a defender off of his ankle. Brian Adams, our BHS driller, UCLA Bruin. What do you think of Brown at the next level?
You know, Vance, that's one thing. He has the athleticism to play at a Division I level. You know, we're at in that spectrum, not sure. But, you know, one thing, let's give North High some credit, Vance. Their first and second down defense has not been bad. It's been third and fourth down that's been where they've been hurt.
Well, 3rd and 3, let's find out. Wow, big job right there. They must have heard the captain saying it. But Brian made a great point. That first and second down, we've seen some good play up in that front line, but those long passes. Fumble!
Well, it's going to be North High's ball. Apparently the ball was dropped by Palacios, and North High picked it up out of the pile. So their first and second down
there
defense.
It is. Carlos was all over it. Anguiano, we should have listened to Carlos. He was right on top of it, our cameraman. I didn't see it. Obviously, the angle we had, he was covered up. But, oh, man, not only did they stop him on 3rd down, what a nice big pickup. What'd you see, Cap? Wow, they stripped him early.
Well, this might be one of those plays that could potentially turn things around for North. We'll see how they respond to that fumble recovery.
Well, not good. Not quite sure if that was an option pitch or what that was.
Well, they put Adams back in there. They put Adams, the senior, back in there at 6'1", 170, and he gets stuffed up by Adrian Orozco, who's been all over the field for Golden Valley's defense tonight.
We went from the smell of kettle corn to the oh my God. Oh, the wind shifted. What are you talking about wind? The tsunami shifted. Wow, it stinks. They float it up. Could be a touchdown. Oh, he catches it and falls down at the 5. What a great play call. Brilliant play call.
Well, if Juan Espinoza keeps his feet, and like I said, Vance, if they want to establish anything offensively, they've been able to do it with their passing game. That's their second pass tonight where they've had a guy wide open, and bobbling it was Espinoza. If he stays on his feet, he's in the end zone easily.
Oh my God. Is that you, rookie?
That's not me.
Oh my gosh. Nice inside dive, and he's still on his feet. Matt, you reek. You smell so bad.
I was informed that there is a dairy that's less than a mile
there's
away from here.
There's a dairy pretty close to us, and they just hit the on button. Do they have on and off buttons at the dairy? Because they just push the fans on.
Whatever, it seems to have worked for North High's offense because they're driving down the field now.
Touchdown, North!
There you go, Cody McWilliams again. He's been the stalwart in the North offense, and he puts them back on the board here. Under 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And Vance, like I said, that turnover, that could have possibly been something that clicked for North. You know, now we see them starting to put a little bit more pressure on this defense. Let's see how their defense holds up.
There's something in the air. Wow, Kern County, if you could have experienced the dramatic change in aromas that we had at the beginning of the third quarter. I was about to send the rookie down to go to the kettle corn stand, but now I'm going to go down and send him down for a gas mask. Woo, boy. Well, those girls are asking each other, look at her. Hey, honey, is that you? Is that me? What is that?
It's brutal.
Oh, boy. 34 to 13. Oh, my God.
It's a little too much for Vance, as you see on our AV Plus Instant Replay. They run the misdirection, and they're able to get in relatively easy.
Every young 2-year-old in the every young 2-year-old in the crowd's looking at his mommy going, it's not me. It's not me, Mom. Every kid that's got diapers on right now is saying, I promise, Mom, it's not me. Well, one of our Bright House Network's production crew, Super Sammy Bowman, went to Golden Valley High School, and he said, oh, man, this brings back great memories. Oh, the high pitching wedge, and it should be caught, and it could be caught. And is it going to be caught by who?
North High, man.
North High School!
Wow, what a turn of events, Vance. And you can see that ball was pooched up in the air, was perfectly, and what great awareness by the North High kicking team here. You see, who was that was right around the ball? Looked like maybe Kino Gomez. He waited for the ball to drop. If you can't touch it until the ball hits the ground. Great awareness by Kino Gomez to not lay a hand on that ball, and North High recovers. And they are inside Golden Valley territory as the wind's starting to pick up, Vance. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Are they sniffing the end zone?
Now, how big was that final drive with 1:24 left at the half for Golden Valley?
Sure
they
was.
get that extra touchdown on there. If North can score here, they'd be only down 20 at the field with 20-28. Instead now it's 34-13, so a great cushion.
Wow.
They were able to get with that last drive.
Brian, it's a great point as we see Austin Howard, the sophomore quarterback, run out. Now all of a sudden he's got a North High offense that's starting to believe they can make things happen. They float one up to the end zone, and it is,
There's a flag.
Almost pulled down.
You got a flag down on the play. That pass was intended for Cody Frere, the 5'9" junior, down on the far side, and just out of his reach. That could have been a big play, but we'll see here. It might not have mattered.
Well, what I sure like is just their aggressive mentality now, Matt. They're just coming out saying, let's go, and it's going to be against Golden Valley, and it's a 5-er, it's a 10-er, it's a 15-er.
It's a roughing the passer call. Looked like Dennis Matthews, the head official, making that call, and looks like the tables are starting to turn, Vance, in favor of North High School.
5:41 left here in the third quarter. It's been a pretty quick third quarter here. I think the aroma is starting to drift into our truck. Our director, Bernie Johnson, can't breathe. 1st and 10, North High. They stay with their bread and butter. They go up the middle. Running back pays the price. Maybe he gets 1 or 2 yards. Now Golden Valley having to kind of start being a little more contemplative and really kind of wondering what's going on.
Now, he had a flag before the play here, it looked like. And it was a false start or procedure penalty against North High School. So that takes 5 yards off of that roughing the passer call that they were just given a gift. Nonetheless, I think North needs to go to the air again, Vance, because that's where they've proven that they can get it done. Or run to the outside, because when they try to run up the middle, unless they're on the goal line, they're not getting anywhere.
Well, it's a 1st and 15 from the 25. Five and a half left in the third quarter. North High has everybody tucked in except for Terrazas. They go for the pitch to the big boy. Carrillo picks up a nice pick, a nice block. Oh! And a big lumbering hit by Carrillo right on top of Kwame Johnson. Johnson tried to hold him down, and wow. See, that's a home crowd. They know to bring their towels over here. Watch this.
You see here on our AV Plus instant replay.
Nice block.
Big Dante Carrillo picks up a good block. Boom!
Wow.
Right there on Stallworth, it looked like.
You're right.
Stallworth just stumbling backwards after that one. It's pretty hard to bring down Dante Carrillo. One thing that I've learned, you got to go for the legs. If you go for the legs, they can't truck you.
Well, I'll tell you what, Carrillo, he looks like he can play on Saturdays, Brian. Carrillo.
Well, man, I like the way he hits it. I like him turn a little bit more upfield and start punishing these guys, but he's doing a great job running the ball. There you go. And to the wrong guy.
Well, this time Stallworth gets right in the middle of it, and he must have heard Brian Adams talking to Eric and Matt and I at halftime, and he's explaining to us exactly where these DBs need to be playing. But we have a penalty, and it's on Golden Valley.
They hit the quarterback again.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, Golden Valley playing some undisciplined football here, as you see on the AV Plus instant replay.
Oh, I think they clotheslined him, but we'll take a look at this. Exactly what Brian was telling Matt and I during halftime, where you need to be on as a DB when they start throwing these floating passes up. Stallworth plays it perfectly, intercepts it, but roughing the passer second in this drive against Golden Valley, and the Stars still breathing here.
And not only does that put them deeper into Golden Valley territory, gives them another first down on the 10-yard line. It looks like 10 or 11-yard line down there.
1st and 10 from the 11. North High breaks out of the huddle. Their sophomore quarterback, Austin Howard, called into duty as their starter is down. And a hard run by Cody McWilliams gives him about 2 or 3 yards, buys him a few yards. So who'd have thunk it? Coming out of the coming into the third quarter here.
And like Brian mentioned, as you look at our AV Plus instant replay, McWilliams trying to make something out of nothing there. But like Brian mentioned, how big is that score that Golden Valley had going into halftime? That jump ball, the Hail Mary that was pulled down by Chris Brown. This game would be a lot closer. If North High manages to get in the end zone in this drive.
Well, they'd be down 2 touchdowns instead of a lot more. Fumble! Oh, man. Oh.
And that's something you don't need, Vance. That totally kills the offensive rhythm. It kills any momentum that you might have had, especially you were given a gift first down again, and now you're down to a second down.
I think that's on Howard, that one. He had it.
second down and goal from the 9-yard line.
One of the things that you don't get a lot of, you don't get a lot of reps in right before the game. So
something you got to be seeing them doing on the sidelines.
Yep.
When the defense is on the field.
A nice run there.
You know, he can't though, guys. He's the other corner on defense. So
Right.
it's not like he can go over and take snaps on during the when the offense is on the sideline. Defense is on the field.
That's it, Brian. 3rd and 5 from the 5. And I would think that it's just, this is touchdown zone here for the Stars. They're not thinking anything but getting that ball in the end zone.
I know we are, but you're not.
3:40 left here in the 3rd quarter. Fumble again. Now he tries to do something with it. Oh, boy.
That's just bad luck for the North High offense. They finally get something going. They finally are able to muster some sort of offense here against Golden Valley's stiff defense. And again, I think you have to put that one on Howard as well. Drop the ball after the exchange. And it's going to be 4th and goal. And like you said, Vance, it's touchdown time now.
Well, they bring a big fella in, Jared Rourke. And looks like they're going to try to get this thing in the end zone. They better hurry up.
Yeah, they might have to call a timeout here, Vance. They're running a little low on the play clock.
Yeah. It was getting to that point where you don't want to lose 5 more yards here. So I want to remind everybody that tomorrow night we'll be over at Garces High School for the annual Holy Bowl, as they call it, between 2 Catholic institutions. San Joaquin Memorial will be traveling to Garces High School. The Rams will host them this time around. Been at it for a lot of years, and we look forward to covering that game for you. It's going to be going back to Fresno viewers as well. And we look for a kickoff at around 7:40 for those of you that are going to be there. And bringing all of the games to you always, Premier Equipment Rentals for these great scissor lifts, Audio Visual Plus for the instant replays, Fox Sports Radio 970, home of the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR, and now the new home for the Bakersfield Condors. And how about Crab 106? Kevin and Bean in the morning, Robin's Really Retro Show, and Danny Spanks and the real Bruce Wayne. And of course, KGET's Friday Football Extra with Todd Strain. All of this 24/7 on Bakersfield On Demand, Channel 300. All right, here we go.
Big play for North here. They got to get in the end zone if they want to make a game out of this late in the 3rd quarter.
It's 4th and 5 from the 5. I don't know if they have an inch to gain for a first down, but it's essentially 4th and goal. Got to get in. Another fumble, but it might have been picked up and brought in. Oh, no. 3rd bad snap in a row.
Turnover on downs.
You know, Vance, I'm not sure where the offensive lineman came in. He might have came in to be the new center. But nonetheless, they've got to get that fixed, Vance. They've got to get that fixed if they want to have a chance to come back in this game, and that was their opportunity, and now it's wasted.
2:49 left in the 3rd quarter. Now, Brian, it's all about Golden Valley chewing up 99 yards and probably having fun doing it.
You know, one thing that Golden Valley has not shown they've had in the past is really to be able to run the ball and grind the game out. They're still looking at passing the ball and throwing it. Nobody's on Chris Brown right now.
Oh, now North High has to burn a timeout. They have to burn a timeout.
The quarterback, like Brian mentioned, the quarterback wasn't out there. Austin Howard, supposed to be playing corner on the other side. He never got out there. He was on the sidelines, Brian.
You know, guys, this feels so much like the East High Stockdale game where East High had some opportunities and couldn't convert. And here you see North, great opportunity to take advantage of a score, put some pressure on Golden Valley, and they don't convert inside the 10-yard line, so very similar.
Oh, boy. Had a chance to make this thing closer, couldn't do it. And then on the other side of the football, Golden Valley's about to snap the football with their superstar wide receiver and nobody on him. That would have been a nice little pitch and catch for a 99-yard touchdown. Well, 2:49 left in the 3rd. The score is 34-13. Golden Valley has had control of this game since very early on. North High has shown some spots of
optimism here, some things that they could be happy about, but they haven't really been able to make a big dent in this thing. And now on a 1st and 10 from the 3-yard line, I guess it is, they've got Brown and Gruber Grewal way out to the right side. Basically all their talented skill players all over the place. A safety! A safety! Oh my goodness. Trickeration gone wrong.
What a play to run when you're inside your own 5-yard line. A reverse that's going to put you back even further.
Oh my gosh.
You've got to wonder, you have to wonder what Eric Smith was thinking there, or his offensive coordinator, because definitely that is not a play that you want to run deep in your own territory, Brian.
I agree with you, Matt. I mean, one thing that we've seen is we've seen these teams that have these spread type offenses. You know, and again, I think situationally you have to sometimes be able to come in, go to a more traditional set to be able to run the ball when you're in trouble, because it doesn't leave you much option. And give North High's defense credit. Again, 1st and 2nd down, they have not been bad. You know, now can North High get good field position, because, you know, on this return, and then can they score? And they're going to give themselves another opportunity, guys.
Brian, you mentioned something at halftime, and as a rule, I don't try to talk too much about, you know, what we discuss off the air, but it's very applicable. And you said that, you know, Golden Valley has a lot of talent. They've got a lot of players that can make a lot of things happen, but when you start to want to be considered as one of the better teams in your area that you play, well, you have to play smart football, and you have to knock down the mistakes, and we see some of those made tonight.
You know, and one of the things, when you're talking about your top teams, or what we consider in the media as top teams, the BHS Centennials, when you watch them, they don't make a lot of mistakes to beat themselves. You know, and when you watch these other teams, Golden Valley, we saw Ridgeview last week, you see a lot of immature mistakes of lack of concentration, the 2 late hits on the quarterback to extend drives. We don't see that against those other teams, what we consider the top tier teams. And if these teams want to make a run in the section and to run deep into the playoffs, they've got to clean this up, because again, when you're playing teams you're equal athletically and talent-wise, it's going to be a team who makes the fewest mistakes. And if you're not playing that way consistently all year long, that's going to be your routine, it's going to be your habit, and it's going to bite you in the end.
Thank you, Brian Adams. And now Golden Valley will punt, as we saw Austin Howard doing some practice snaps. Not a bad punt, but it's going to be a good returnable punt, and it's taken by Carrillo at the 35-yard line. Carrillo looking for some room. Carrillo breaking through the middle. Carrillo at the 20, at the 10. Touchdown, North High School.
What a turn of events, Vance. What an amazing return by Dante Carrillo. And you know what's funny? I don't know if you saw it, Brian, but they brought Carrillo in after the play had already been set up, after they had the whole kickoff return team out there. They rushed him in from the bench, and it paid off for North High. You see here on our AV Plus Instant Replay.
Well, Matt, first of all, it's my favorite kind of punt, low and long.
There you go.
Because that gives you nothing but time as return man. But give North High credit, the execution on special teams has been excellent. This has been the best special teams group we've seen, guys, so far this year. Returns for a kick, coverages on kickoffs, blocked field goals. Their special teams have been very special tonight.
Now, the only blemish that maybe you can fault them for, but then again, maybe you can't fault them for it, is the short kick down here on our end, Brian, the short punt earlier in the first quarter.
Wow-wee. So,
you know, give Coach Camps and this group a lot of credit, man.
Sure.
Because, you know, that star was kind of twinkling out and didn't have much twinkling in it. It's starting to shine pretty bright right now.
The wafting odor of the near dairy came rolling through here at the beginning of the third quarter, and I don't know what it did, but 34-21 is the score. 15 unanswered points already by the North High School Stars, and we've mentioned a couple times, let's just go ahead and beat this dead horse into the ground. Golden Valley scored with no time left at the end of the first half, or it would be 27-21 right now. Wow.
And you see the North High School faithful
right
behind us coming to life.
Of course.
They're into this game.
They're stomping their feet. They're getting excited. They want to show this North High School varsity squad. They're behind them. They're supporting them. And my, oh my.
You know what's really important here, though, is that North High had to take a timeout. And they don't have any more timeouts left, Vance. That's it. They're done for the half.
you can believe that, with 14 and a half minutes left in the football game, they have no timeouts. They've had to burn 3 in a span of about 4 or 5 minutes here in the third quarter. They're going to go for 2 here. Howard rolls to his right, looks, flops one up there in the corner of the end zone and just out of the reach. So they're going to be down 13 points. And no flags. So 2:34 left in the third quarter. And there's new life on the North High School side of the football field, up in the stands. The cheerleaders running back to their blocks. The crowd is up and really giving it to them. What a nice second half for North High School.
Well, it all starts on the feet of Dante Carrillo, the 6', 215-pound senior. He's been the stalwart in North's offense tonight. Him and Cody McWilliams, they've been getting it done on the ground. We'll see how their defense can hold up now to Golden Valley. They've been, Golden Valley's offense hasn't mustered much of an offense here in the second half, much like it took North High's offense a while to get going, but the defense really needs to step it up here. They got the crowd behind them. The bench is pumped up. We'll see how they respond.
And we'll see how Golden Valley responds, you know. We'll see what they're all about. We'll see.
We'll also see if they go with that pooch kick right here, Vance, in the kickoff.
I doubt it. I think now they're going to put that thing deep and see what happens. 2:34 left here. And if you've wondered, these officials are working in accordance with ESPN radio, and they are taking media breaks. So that's why the teams have been lined up and ready and waiting. So Corey Costello flexing his muscle. All of a sudden, this game has new life. Put it back in the corner. And it goes into the hands of Gruber. Gruber looking for some room. Gruber gets to the outside. Gruber gets one more block. Now Gruber looking for some upfield blocking. Cuts back across the grain and brought down to the 35. So exciting young player in Jordan Gruber, a junior.
A lot of east-west running there on that kickoff return. Nonetheless, Golden Valley will get starting position on the 35-yard line. As you see Gruber, he's looking for his blockers, and he starts going east-west. And if he keeps going up the field, he's going to hit a wall, but nonetheless, still able to pick up a good bit of yardage.
Comes Derek Martin, the quarterback. Came into this game second behind Cody Kessler. Flicks one out to Brown. Brown puts the move on him. Brown still on his feet. Brown finally brought down about the 50-yard line. First down, Golden Valley. We might see a lot of that, Captain.
Vance, you got to go to what you know and ride the horse is going to get you. We talk about that every year, Vance. You got to go to your strength, and he is their strength. You know, and again, he's just so hard to defend for North High because if you come up tight, he's fast enough to get by you, and if you play too far off, he catches the ball and picks up 12, 13 yards.
Austin Howard sprinting off the field. They want to go to him. Martin breaks out of trouble, has somebody deep, but they go right back to him again. Brown cuts across the field. Brown hit and brought down to the 40-yard line. A big hit out there, but not before.
Well, this time they used Brown as the safety valve out there on the right side. And Brown was able to pick up a good bit of yardage. Looks like it's going to be a first down for Golden Valley on North High's side of the football field.
Hey guys, let's give Martin a lot of credit right there. He avoids the blitz. Great play call, just not unable to execute for North High because of Martin's ability to escape and then make something happen.
That front four up there for North High School, giving them all they can handle. A lot of action in there, and there's another nice play. We see it wrapped up. Got about 3 yards on the run. Brought down out there by Joshua Ringer.
You see here in our AV Plus instant replay, the handoff up the middle to Kwame Johnson. Well, he has the ball in there pretty secure as he saw a North defender trying to rip it away. Johnson picks up about 5 yards, brings up a 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
That's the voice of Matt Alvarez, a seasoned veteran now in his 4th game with a high school football game of the week. Love having him here. Shotgun for Martin and the Bulldogs. Getting flushed out of the pocket. Has a man over across the middle, looking across the middle, and he finds him. Picks up a nice block, and he's brought down at the 24-yard line, so really nice poise out there by Derek Martin. The pressure coming from North High, and he got out there, and not only did he get away from the trouble, picked up his wide open receiver and found Gruwall, and first down Golden Valley. Here they come.
Well, the 1,000-yard passer from last year, able to find his man, able to pick up another first down, and they're really putting this North secondary to the test.
First and 10 again. Looking out to Brown. Brown's going to try to get through. Helmet popping off one of the North High defenders. And that should do it for the end of the third quarter here. I don't know if they'll get a playoff in time or they'll even try to get a playoff. Yeah, they're going to get to the line of scrimmage in time. Under 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. 2nd and 6 from the 19. North High trying to get their players out there in time, and that doesn't spell very good. And look at this, great run, touchdown, Golden Valley. And they went right up the middle, a couple of North High players down. And Adam Heath came running on the field at the very end, and
looks like he's holding his right knee, Vance. You see here on our AV Plus Instant Replay, they hand it off to Emery Palacios, fresh off of his runner-up appearance in the halftime homecoming court. And he takes it all the way and in for the touchdown to give Golden Valley a much-needed score here.
Good sign. It's a good sign. He's up and running off the field.
Might have got a little stinger there on his knees.
Yeah.
Favoring his right knee a little bit.
Just want to make sure he was all right. So Heath is down on the sidelines. He ran off, and now he's down again. One tough young man. He just want to get off that field. And I think our director, Bernie Johnson's got it right. Might just be cramping up. And here comes the PAT by your man.
Somehow.
We've seen a host of different approaches from Reese, but somehow they get through there. 41-21, it's back up to a 20-point lead. And here's another look at that touchdown run. And just a great bit of strong, hard running by Palacios. As Matt said, he made one good move in there, and then the rest, he just kind of fought his way into the end zone.
Palacios already coming into this game had 298 yards rushing. He adds to that tonight as well. 4 touchdowns coming into this game. He's putting numbers up all the way across the board for Golden Valley. Last year ran for 317 yards. I believe he's already passed that mark here in his senior season.
14 seconds left in the third quarter. Golden Valley will kick off here before we'll go to our final break. You're watching High School Football Game of the Week on Bright House Networks Bakersfield. You already know you can catch any Bright House Networks High School Football Game of the Week that you missed on Channel 21 on Bakersfield On Demand, digital Channel 300. All games we televised this year are available 24/7. To order on demand for free on Bakersfield On Demand, Channel 300. And while you're there, you know what else you can catch? KGET's Friday Football Extra with Todd Strain. Catch highlights from all the week's high school football action on demand at Bakersfield On Demand, Channel 300. Todd Strain joining us on demand.
Well, Golden Valley responded with a touchdown there, Vance. Exactly what the doctor ordered if you were Eric Smith and the Golden Valley Bulldogs. And it looks like they might have just put this game out of reach headed deep into the third quarter.
You never know. Out of bounds kick, and that ball just took a hard right turn. And you see Coach Smith out there talking to his kicker, his superstar receiver, his punter, his everything else, going, come on now, come on now.
Coach Smith looks like he's in a leg cast in his right leg. Down there at the 50-yard line on the Golden Valley sidelines.
That's got to be aggravating, huh, Brian?
Repeat it, Van.
It's a little aggravating. You drive down, a nice touchdown, and then you want to put that nail in the coffin here, but now North High gets it at 38-yard line.
No, and again, those are the little mistakes. And one thing we're going to talk about with Golden Valley is their kicking game is going to be has started to be a little suspect. And in the past, they've had some really good field goal kickers.
Hand off to the right side. Stays inside as blocking. A nice run out there and a good play by Cody McWilliams. Kind of keep that momentum going. He picked up a first down, so they stopped the clocks for a second. They're going to move these chains. That 12-yard gain right out the bat.
Oh, here you go on our AV Plus instant replay, the handoff to McWilliams. You know, it looked like if he had the outside block. If he would have kept it to the outside, he might have been able to go a little further, Vance.
Well, that'll do it for the third quarter. For Matt Alvarez and Brian Adams, I'm Vance Palm. We'll be back with the fourth quarter on Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. Could be a nice ending here.
Bright House Networks Bakersfield On Demand, Digital Channel 300, your source for exclusive local programming you can't get anywhere else. New programs are added every week, including the most local sports. And On a Tank Full, highlights of events in and around Kern County. You On Demand, where you'll never know what you'll see, and so much more. It's all here on your schedule anytime on Bright House Networks Bakersfield Digital Channel 300. Tune in and see what's next.
As we start the fourth quarter. Wow, magic. 41-21 is the score. In the truck, we have our senior director, Bernie Johnson, running tonight's show. Tomorrow night will be run by the Godfather, Zach Flores. And in the truck with them, a proud Golden Valley Bulldog, which is Super Sammy Bowman. Here we go. 2nd and 10. Carrillo in motion, gets the pitch. He cups up right away. Nice job by the Golden Valley defense. Either saw it coming and read it or just did their job, and Carrillo knew right away he had to cut up.
Well, the Golden Valley defense stayed home there, as you see on our AV Plus instant replay. Carrillo trying to run it to the right side, had to cut it because he had no blocking on the outside. You know, that's been an area of weakness for Golden Valley's defense tonight, has been covering the outside, but they were able to do it very well on that play.
3rd and 10 at their own 49-yard line. They trail by 20. If you're just getting to your television, this thing was all Golden Valley until the third quarter started, and North Highs had a lot of fun. A pitch pass, they lob it up, they throw it up, it's up for grabs, and great defense out there. Double coverage, pretty nice looking play, but it was a flag way back where the ball was released.
You see here on our AV Plus instant replay, they tried this in the first half, it didn't work, it almost got intercepted, and this pass is not much different.
An ineligible receiver downfield on the North High School Stars, so it'll be, I would imagine, declined. Nice coverage down there by the fellas from Golden Valley.
You had Jordan Gruber in coverage, who's done a lot on the offensive side of the ball. Now he's going to go back to return this this presumed punt here on 4th down from the 50-yard line.
You feel this Premier Equipment Rental scissor lift moving a little bit tonight?
It's swaying. It's swaying.
Wait till we get a real windy night. Wait till we get one of those nights where just.
I'm looking forward to it, Vance.
Offsetting penalties, repeat the down.
All right. Offsetting penalties. So there was a double penalty. Didn't see what the other one was.
So then it's going to keep the down at 3rd for North's offense.
Split out to the left. Cody Frere. Ooh, Austin Howard has a quick word with Carrillo right before the play starts. Look out for behind you. They go up. That's a nice pass, but he just overthrows him just a hair. Well-designed play. He kind of stepped up in the pocket, and that was nice.
They had what they wanted. The ball is just on the wrong side of the numbers. If it's on the left side or the outside, the numbers in between the sideline and the numbers, I think they got another touchdown.
And he had a quick little chat, a split-second discussion with that player right there, Carrillo, right before the snap. And they had good communication, and that could have been 6, but could have, should have, would have.
Looks like
now
they're missing
short
a
of
few players. Yep.
Uh-oh, Dante better run out there. Somebody better run out there. They're going to get a penalty called against them. Oh, gosh, they can't let that go. Flag is going to be on the play. It's a free run back now. Let's see what happens. Brown makes one cut, looks upfield. Here comes North High. They bring him down to the 30-yard line, but we didn't have enough players on the sideline if you're a North High fan.
Would you call that illegal motion as you had a player running in off the sidelines?
Illegal entrance.
Illegal something. But nonetheless, we'll see what Golden Valley does if they accept the penalty, make them re-kick it.
Sure they will.
If I'm the return, if I'm one of those return guys, I'm like, coach, make them kick it again, please.
I don't even think they needed to lobby the coach. Well, it looks like the ball is going to be down, so I think they might have waved it off. They might have waved it off. He's over there having a discussion with Coach Camps, and I think that the North High player basically got on the field and he was behind the football, so let it go.
They might have just let it go.
Yep. First and 10, and the aroma is back.
That it is.
It's reared its ugly head at us again. Ay, ay, ay. Stay in the truck, boys. Martin wants to go to the air again. And he double pumped it and fired it over there. And complete pass out there.
They found Carpio there on the far side as we have a break in the action. It's going to be an official's timeout. But you saw in our AV Plus instant replay that Derek Martin double pumped his own receiver, maybe got him a little off balance.
Well, there's a malfunction going on with our the chains, as you can see, put together with some athletic tape, and they had to get that thing fixed here. Wow, you can feel it in the back of your throat, can't you? That nice dairy.
Unfortunately, you can.
Tickling the tonsils. Ay, ay, ay.
Those were some great crowd shots earlier, though. I mean, they were.
Didn't they always
you can't feel our pain at home, but these people out here can.
Didn't they always say they were going to try to come up with a TV that had smells to it?
Fortunately, we have not grasped the cusp of that technology just yet, Vance. And tonight wouldn't be the night to start.
But what if it was like in a nice garden or something? We digress. We digress. Well, they're taping up the stand here, so with 10:08 left in the fourth quarter, it looks as now the coaching staff for North High is involved, and it looks like we're ready to go.
You know, that could be a time where you use an official's timeout, possibly gather your team on the sidelines, run over a bit of scenarios. Nonetheless, problem fixed. Here we go, Vance.
Second and 4. Keep the ball on the ground to the 40-yard line. Nice, tough run. Well, Brian, tomorrow night, we get to finally get to see the Garces High School Rams, Jalen Sykes, Grant Campbell, Blake Campbell, all those threats for the Rams. We're going to be right on the field watching them.
You know, Vance, I mean, this is going to be it for the Rams. This is going to really be their first chance to put their stamp on their season. Like I said, so far they have not had teams that can really challenge them. They're going to go against one of the premier running backs in the state. So it'll be an interesting game, and I look forward to Garces coming out playing well.
Palacios still racking up more yards. Gets up to about the 48-yard line, 49-yard line. Blake Campbell, the quarterback for Grant last year, broke his collarbone and played a whole quarter. And then at halftime, they said, hey, Mike, you got to come out of this football game. Very tough kid. His cousin Grant Campbell, all-area linebacker last year. 3 years in a row, all-league baseball player. Jalen Sykes, right in the top tier discussions of running backs. Got a huge line, great defensive efforts there, so we're looking forward to a really good Ram football team.
You know, and that line centered right there by Conrad Winkler, and he's another dual sport player, so Garces has some athletes.
Oh, what a nice fake. Beautiful play, and Martin has it in his hand. The quarterback with some great play action, and he racks up 40 yards. That was beautiful.
You know, at this late in the game, Vance, I don't know if I agree with that play call, letting your #1 quarterback, your 1,000-yard passer, you know, he puts the ball in the pocket and then just takes it himself down the left sideline. But I would not advise lowering the shoulder if you're the starting quarterback and you're one of the main threats on this offense. Nonetheless, I'm up here in the booth, not on the sidelines coaching.
Youth is grand, isn't it? First and 10. I think it's well spoken. Make a great point, Matt. Palacios up the middle. Gang tackle, but not after he picks up 5 yards. Not before he picks up 5 yards.
Boy, Golden Valley sure knows how to put points on the board. In their first game, a win at Taft. 40-14 was the score. Then last week, they defeated Highland, or check that, 2 weeks ago, they had a bye last week. 2 weeks ago, they defeated Highland 48-27. They're up 41-21 right now, Vance. If my math is correct, that's 129 points in their first 3 games.
Well, you can ask anybody in the Bright House crew here that I am the mathematician, you know, the guy that can rack up the numbers pretty quick. Whoa, big hit behind the line of scrimmage, and
Johnson, little extracurricular activities, maybe something was said in that pile.
Well, you know, never know. They're just still hitting pretty hard, though. No matter what, if someone sticks you pretty hard, you're going to say something. Wow.
That was a big hit there. It's courtesy of number 66, Adam Heath. Looks like his knee's doing just fine as he was able to plant Kwame Johnson on that play.
Martin the shotgun. Going to put the ball in the air. Now he goes down hard. Fumble! North High School. Wow. Wow. So on a 3rd down, they, in the shotgun, continue to try to go to the air.
Well, the low snap threw everything off on that play, and
that ball is out.
Ball's out. Big hit put on, and John Palacios there to jump on the ball for North. North High School football on the 31-yard line.
So the Palacios name getting work tonight. Seven and a half left here in this football game. Oh boy. What a hit by Max Davis.
Boy, Davis, that's his 2nd big hit of the night, if you remember. Earlier in the first half. Whoa, that's a train right there. Max Davis, 6'4", 221 pounds.
Didn't even wrap his arms, just gave him a massive thug shot from the back. Second and 13. Carrillo goes in motion, they pitch. Carrillo can't cut upside, so he tries to go outside. Flag on the play.
Penalty marker on the field.
That was thrown in the area of holding. That was thrown by the umpire, Roy Clark. Apparently not the singer.
Our cameraman and our director obviously showing their age. Every time Matt says Roy Clark, Kevin says, I'm a pickin'. And Bernie says, and I'm a grinning.
Little before my time, Vince.
I'm sure that our umpire, Roy Clark, not tired of hearing that, is he? He's not tired of hearing that.
Well, it is going to be a holding call against North High School here, and all those mistakes have sure come back and bit them in this game. You know, it started off so well, Vance, with the opening kickoff being fumbled, and North High School had it deep in Golden Valley territory, wasn't able to capitalize on that.
2nd and 23. Oh, a punishing hit. Punishing hit, and I think it's the same guy, isn't it, Max Davis?
It's Davis again, Vanson. Boy, that's his 3rd one tonight, his 2nd one of this series. You see on our AV Plus instant replay, no idea it's coming. Howard had no idea, and he is buried by Max Davis.
Wow, can you imagine? 15, 16-year-old sophomore just getting pummeled right now.
You know, Vance, I really like Max Davis as a senior. The way he comes off that edge, he's played a real nice game tonight.
Well, it's 3rd and 28 now. Let's try to see what happens here with Max Davis. Here he comes again. Fumble!
Now with 6:06, you gotta tell me that the backup guys are going in if you're Golden Valley. 41-21. I'm thinking I'm not taking any chance on anybody getting hurt in this situation.
Well, the quarterback to center exchange has been something that North has had problems with. Maybe they've had problems with it all season. I don't know how those fumbles happened last week at Tehachapi, but as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Tehachapi and North combined for 11 fumbles. As you see here on our AV Plus instant replay, yeah, the ball never got up to Howard's hands. You can't fault Howard on that one, but the ball was picked up by a Golden Valley defender, and they're back in business.
Oh my gosh, another dangerous backwards pass out there to Gruwall, and he gets leveled. North High can still lay the wood, man. They're still doing it, but they're down by 20 now. And 5:48 and ticking. I don't know, Brian. I don't know the team's well enough to know if we have the second team in there.
You know, I mean, each coach has to make that decision, Vance, on when they're going to do it or not. But one thing for sure, Vance, is that they do have to step up some kind of running game, a consistent running game, if they want to win this league they're going to be in.
Martin, flag on the play. Martin still out there, taking the risk of getting hit hard. Martin gets in the end zone.
You've got 2 flags. You have an illegal block. You had an illegal block in the back was the 2nd flag. That occurred right behind Martin, and that was by number 68 on Golden Valley, Fernando Munoz. So this play is definitely coming back one way or the other.
So Matt saw that before we even got the official announcement. So that's a good call on Matt. Double penalty on the Bulldogs.
So if we could see the AV Plus instant replay, you see right here is Martin running out of time, and then he just decides to tuck it and run. There's 68 right there. Boom, the block in the back. That occurred just out of frame on the left side.
Man, there's that first string quarterback taking some pops at the end of this football game.
You mentioned, Brian, that Golden Valley, they need to shallow up their mistakes here if they want to be competitive in this league. You know, a league that consists of Miramonte, Ridgeview, South, and West. And obviously we saw Ridgeview last week. Ridgeview has the team defense, but you said during halftime that they could, Golden Valley could possibly counter that with the height of their receivers and their passing game.
2nd and 25, Martin a screen play. And doesn't pick up much.
You know, but the one thing that Ridgeview has, they have 2 corners that can really play and lock down, so they'll be able to match up a little bit better. But you got to give North High's defense a lot of credit. They've been on the field a long time, and, you know, really, it's been short fields except for the one drive that they had before the half that Golden Valley's really scored on. So this North High defense has caused turnovers. They've made them punt a couple times, turnovers. So I think you got to give their hats off. They did a great job against a really potent offensive team.
3rd and 24. Martin has Palacios next to him. Receivers all over the place. Martin looks. Martin steps back, floats one out in the corner, and it is going to be almost caught. Oh, that would have been a beautiful play by Brown. I just half expected it to take place. He went up there to get it, but just too much friction between him and the defender. I thought that was a TD.
If you watch on this one, guys, the defensive back kind of jumps late. It ends up working to his advantage because he's going to jump underneath, right under Brown, and knock that ball loose.
You see the defender, number 89, Eric Terrazas, who has a touchdown catch for North this evening. Well, just imagine, though, if you're a sophomore, a 5'7" sophomore, going up against 6'5" senior Chris Brown. But he hung in there pretty well on that play, and like you said, Brian, just able to knock the ball away. Missed-time jump, but nonetheless, incomplete pass.
4:23, and it's 4th and 24. Martin on a bootleg, goes left, sees a man over the middle. What a nice pass. If he gets it there, does he? Does he? They say he caught it. He was running to his left, threw across his body to a man wide open, and only our cameras will tell us if this was a completion or did this ball hit the ground.
Well, from my vantage point, Vance, that hit the ground, but you'll see the camera rarely lies. It's just out of focus on the bottom right of your screen, but nonetheless, there is no overruling. There is no instant replay in high school football, so it's going to be a 1st and goal.
He meant that it was out of the frame, Carlos. He meant it was out of the frame. Don't get mad. Anguiano looks up here at Matt and says, all right, I'll see you when that scissor lift. Believe me, I'll be down there when that scissor lift hits the ground, Matt. That's what he meant, Carlos. It was out of the frame. Take it easy. 4:16 left here in the 4th quarter. Well,
apparently it wasn't enough yards for a 1st down.
23 yards they got, 23 out of the 24. Right up the middle, look at the big guy, Matt, just dragging guys with him to the 25-yard line. So that's a nice, we've seen a lot of positive things tonight from North High School. There's been some things they can look at and say, hey, that's good, I like that, and here's one of them right here.
Yeah, and it's Keno Gomez going up the middle right here, and it's nice to see North not laying down on themselves here, and it's good to see them still playing tough, hard-nosed football. And look at Keno Gomez. I mean, he's a 5'7", 155-pound junior, dragging along half of Golden Valley's defense, so he's in it.
Well, from what I can tell, Golden Valley still has their #1 defense in there. Now Adams in now for quarterback for the North High School Stars, as 6 foot 170-pound senior for the North High Stars will get some quarterback time as the clock continues to tick. So for all intents and purposes, logical person would think this is in the bank here for Golden Valley, but North has had some moments of brilliance here tonight. This game started out, by the way, as Matt said, with a little pooch kick that was fumbled by Golden Valley, and North couldn't take advantage of it, and then Golden Valley just promptly put up 21 in a heartbeat. And then Golden Valley scored, but at the last second of halftime, Golden Valley got another one in after North had scored, and so it's, whoa, bad pitch! Look at this!
Well, the mistakes again, they're haunting North, and they're going to haunt them this season.
Now it's a late flag. Don't know what that flag was it for taunting or celebrating or.
Well, you see, that was a bad pitch there by Joseph Adams. Came right out of his hands, and who has the winning lottery ticket? Looks like it's Brian Wilkerson, 6'1" senior. Picks up the ball deep in North High territory, Vance, and let's see if they just sit on the ball here. It was a personal foul call on Golden Valley. But it's a dead ball foul, so it occurred after possession, so it's still going to be a 1st down for Golden Valley.
Guys, I know we talked about getting the starters off the field, but I'm looking at the sideline for Golden Valley. They may not have that much depth at these positions, so they might be a situation, guys, where they don't really have anybody else to put in at those positions to even give themselves a chance to give guys a rest.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier. It was like, well, if half their defense is on the offensive side, then that's pretty much explains that. Well, Martin's not coming out, that's for sure. Derek Martin's had a nice football game tonight. Don't know his numbers yet, but he's had a good one. They go to the ground. Palacios, he's had a fantastic football game, and it looks like he's not done. One last move, and boom, he's in the end zone. Whoa, what a nice running back he is.
Well, Palacios made that happen all by himself. He got some good downfield blocking, but a majority of that run was his feet. He was able to evade defenders, and what a great run by Palacios. You see, he had a huge hole, Vance. From our vantage point, we could see it pretty clearly.
Nice
and then
move
just makes a cut to the outside, and it's all business in from there, and makes another cut to avoid the tackle of Cody Fryer.
Well, he stalled Fryer at the last second there, nothing Fryer could do. So we don't give out players of the game, but if we did, he'd be one of the top candidates. And now Reese comes in to make it 48. The snap, the hold, the kick, and
somehow, Vance, somehow.
You should be pitching the Alvarez kicking school right
Yeah,
now,
right.
man.
If there was ever a time to pitch your
yeah,
school.
I mean, you're always pitching it when somebody's kicking the ball through the uprights from 30 yards out. You got to pitch it now.
Oh, man. See here the AV Plus instant replay Palacios. What a workhorse he's been tonight. Apparently on both sides of the ball, North High has a Palacios on their defensive line.
Matt, what do you say to a young kicker? Or what's the story with? I mean, Reese is getting them through there, but man, they look like UFOs, flying saucers, upended. They look like knuckleballers. What do you tell a kid?
You just got to have a smooth approach, Vance, and I mean, his approach has been all over the place tonight. It's one thing when you don't trust in your line, as we've been able to see that North has penetrated on almost every single field goal attempt and PAT attempt. I say you put Chris Brown back there and just let him toe punch it, but then again, Reese is getting the job done. He's only missed one extra point tonight.
I'd like to see Reese kick off here on the kickoff.
I don't know if he has enough speed to be on the kickoff team. You'd rather have Brown's speed.
48-21, a very high-scoring affair when you take a look at the final numbers here. Well, who's saying they're final? Not me.
Number 20, Cody Fair. Number 36,
My partner,
on to receive the
Matt Alvarez, up on top of the scissor lift with me. Longtime partner in his 13th season. The driller, the Bruin, Brian Adams down on the grass.
Bruins taking on the Texas Longhorns tomorrow down in Austin.
And second kick in a row now for Brown that's gone out of bounds. Let's take a quick break here to talk to Brian about these Bruins. Hey, a win is a win. They got it.
Well, Vance, you hate to see somebody get injured, but let's be glad for two things if we're Bruins. The main quarterback, the Heisman Trophy candidate, didn't play much against us. And when he did make a couple mistakes, throwing errors, and Akeem errors made him pay for it. But also, they didn't get down to the fourth-string quarterback, who was probably just as good till the end of the game. So, whew, they'll be 1-3, but hey, they got one.
So they're going to Texas tomorrow?
Yep, they're already there, and some of those guys are having nightmares already.
Well, some big football games tomorrow in college. The Renegades tomorrow night at Citrus.
Boy, those Gades.
North High School. Try to just kind of get this clock wound down. My buddy Corey Costello is going to call that game for me because I'll be at Garces with Matt and Brian. We're doubling up on the Holy Bowl tomorrow night.
Those Gades last week, Vance, they looked like a team possessed, playing against an Antelope Valley team that was highly overmatched. But, the big game for the Gades is next week. It's hard to look past Citrus, but number 1 in the nation, I read. JCFootball.com, Mount Sac coming into Bakersfield Memorial Stadium.
2nd and 16. Handoff up the middle. And
number 30,
we're going to tick below the 2-minute mark. Let's take some of these moments between these plays to get a game summary here, Brian. Let's go ahead and talk about it now while we still have a little time. Overall thoughts on tonight's football game?
Well, I thought Golden Valley definitely didn't take care of the ball. North High, I think, was gritty. I think they did a great job, Vance, of never giving up and playing hard the whole time. And if they can get some continuity on their offense and some big plays like that, Carrillo can do some things. I think North High might have a chance to do some damage on a few teams this year.
Very good. 3rd and 10. And throwing for a sack. Adams hauled to the ground. And he's brought to the ground by Adrian Orozco. Matt, your thoughts on this game tonight overall?
Well, one thing North has to do in the future is they have to hold on to the ball, Vance. That's been their main problem. They have to get the center to quarterback snap exchange down. Other than that, I agree with Brian. They showed signs of life. They showed sparks of being a decent team. But against Golden Valley, Golden Valley's going to capitalize on your every mistake, and that's why Golden Valley's been able to put up 48 points on the board. Above 40 points for the 3rd game in a row now, as their record's going to go to 3-0.
End over end punt's going to be taken at the 45-yard line. And this is Gruber. Gruber's going to be brought down. And Golden Valley will come out for one snap. My take on the whole football game is that it's been
a gorgeous night. Big, beautiful moon above us. Homecoming for Golden Valley. North High School was valiant in their effort, and Golden Valley's got a lot of talent.
You know, when the aroma died down, Vance, it seems that North High's offense kind of died down at the same time. It's when the aroma lingered, that's when North High was able to establish a passing game. That's when they were able to move the football in this Golden Valley defense. But
I don't know who will be writing this story for the Californian. We'll see if they cover that. And they go down to a knee. So we'll see if that should be it. On behalf of our director, Bernie Johnson, all of his camera crew and his guys working hard for us on the grass to bring us a great football game. My partner on the grass, Brian Adams, my partner up here, Matt Alvarez. What a pleasure to be with you another night. I'm Vance Palm for Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. We'll see you tomorrow night at Garces High School for the Holy Bowl. We sure hope you enjoy this great football game exclusively on Bright House Networks. Thanks to our sponsors. Good night and God bless.
Bakersfield On Demand on Bright House Network's Digital Channel 300 brings you a look at community events in and around Kern County. Our area has a wide variety of local events like festivals, cook-offs, galas, parades, and much more. Bright House Networks invites you to tune to Bakersfield On Demand and see a sampling of Kern County events from the comfort of your own home. Make Bright House Network's Digital Channel 300 your portal to local programming.
Bright House Network's Bakersfield On Demand Digital Channel 300. Your source for exclusive local programming you can't get anywhere else. New programs are added every week, including A Day in the Life, SPCA Adopt-A-Pet, and new segments like Stretching Your Money and Spanish On Demand. It's all here on your schedule anytime. On Bright House Network's Bakersfield Digital Channel 300. Tune in and see what's next.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.